strength in me. Simbisai, 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 put strength in me. Simbisai, put strength in me. Simbisai, put strength in me. Simbisai, 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 put strength in me.
We're live. We're here. Hello, guys. Hello, everyone in the chat. Hello, everyone here in the call. Everyone say hi.
What's Gucci?
How's it going?
Yo.
Guys, I'm so sorry for there was technical difficulties. Things happen. You know, there's been a while. But
Yeah.
let's go through some of the stuff for today. All right. We got a few things we want to show, a few things we want to talk about. Hello to everyone in the chat. I'm glad you guys are here. I hope you guys are gonna enjoy everything that you see today. Oh, my Discord voice is so loud. Oh no, wait. My bad. Hold on, I forgot. Okay. Black man timing is great. it happens. All right, it happens. My bad. Okay. Now is the audio good now, guys? Is the audio good? Let me know. Wait.
Probably go through everybody to make sure they can hear us.
Yeah, everyone.
That'd probably be best.
Everyone say hi one by one. So like, hi, Tsunaki Yasuke.
I need that in the game now. Like you have to have him say that in the game, just like that.
Yep.
That was the most unenthusiastic hello, I'm Yasuke I've ever heard.
It happens. Okay. One by one, everyone say their hellos. We're joined by Marshall. Go ahead.
Hello.
That is one of our character artists and our character concept artists. We have Eva. Go ahead, say hello.
Hello, everybody. This is Mia.
Yes, our Mia voice actor, of course. We have Danny is here. He's currently muted, but I don't know if he's it. Oh, is it Danny?
It was good, everybody.
Danny.
It's nice to have everybody here.
There you go. He's our main help with marketing guy, business. You know, a lot of important stuff in the background, and of course, the guest of the hour himself, ZENO Robinson.
Yo. What's good, everybody?
There we go.
I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah. So we're here today to show Yasuke. You know, you already know what we're here for.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot that needs to happen. So let me start this stream off with the first piece of news. Okay. The demo was meant to release tonight. However, I know, I'm seeing in chat right now, put the game on Steam.
God.
It was meant to release tonight.
God.
I
Dang
question as to why I become a game dev sometimes, because this shit is stressful. Game dev things happen. Things are breaking. And we don't want to release a broken game to you, okay? That is why we're like, hold on, pause, wait a minute, all right? So, what happens, let's say, no, it's still gonna release, just not tonight, but it's still gonna release, okay? It's still gonna release. But game dev is hard. Things are breaking. What I will at least say, to give you guys a little bit of insight as to why. What do you mean, boo? Okay, guys, hold
Nathan,
on.
bro,
hold
come on now.
Nathan,
Hold on.
Come on, man.
Because
Hold up, wait a minute. Back
I
up.
would have played it.
We're trying.
Okay, because this is the thing. I want your guys' first experience to play Yasuke to be one of your most favorable, one of the amazing. I want you to jump from your seat, like, what? You know, that's the sort of thing. Y'all broke the game before. I know it happens. See, we could have, and I know what people are gonna say in the chat, and unfortunately, I doesn't matter what you say. This is the plan, okay? We could have just released the demo as like the little playtest thing where it's like free roam and do everything. However, we want the actual mission in there as well for you guys to play with the voice acting, with all that stuff. So we want you guys to be able to experience that as the little part of the demo. We're jumping already. I'm glad to hear that, guys. However, do not think that because the demo isn't releasing today that you aren't getting some good stuff today, because there's still some good stuff we have to show. And if anything, there is something that originally wasn't going to be part of this stream that is now going to be part of this stream. So we'll get into that. But before we continue with how this preview party goes, do you guys want to see the trailer?
Yes, I do.
Yeah?
I do.
Maybe, possibly.
May possibly.
A little bit.
Chat, what are we saying? You guys want the trailer? You guys want the trailer, right?
I want the trailer. I
I want the
don't
trailer.
care what you guys say.
Because I don't know. I'm not seeing enough hype in the chat just yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there it is. I see it. One, yeah.
There we
One,
go.
yeah.
Oh, it's starting.
Distraction.
It's starting.
Somebody
It's
said
not-
they want
There
specific.
we go.
Which
Which
one?
one? Oh, this is
Which
Which
here we
trailer?
go. Now it's starting. Now you guys
Oh.
want to.
No, I need more though. Like I need like
we need
balloons
more.
or
There we go. We need
celebration
the
emojis. Yeah, I need way more S's and way more exclamation points.
Yeah.
Like-
Okay, well, let me give you guys the trailer so you guys know what to expect when you play the Yasuke demo and what we have in store. Let's all shut
I'm
up.
excited.
And let it go through. All right. Wait, where is it? There it is. Okay.
Oh.
No, okay. Wait. I'm sorry. Guys, I'm trying. I'm ready to go 4 hours sleep. Okay.
My goat
okay.
might be washed, man.
Oh my gosh. You know what?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
If anything,
Saw
all
him out.
that means everyone wanted to rewind anyway, right? That's what it was. You
Yeah.
know,
They
you
want
get a
to
little
rewind.
preview,
Let's
and then
back
it's
it
rewind.
up right now.
Let's try that again real quick. Hold on.
Do you really need to turn this into an arena, Tanaka?
Listen to the roar of the crowd, Mia. The people, they love me.
You mean the crowd that you recorded yourself?
Can't hear ya. That's enough warming up. Time to show my style. Let's go.
This is still our step forward, so I would let someone like you get in my way!
I think it's gone through. It's definitely character action came. Yep. I'm guessing it's still like showing on your guys' end of the stream.
Yeah, it just,
Yeah, it just finished for me.
Okay.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, look
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Throw the
So-
sword, throw the
Yeah.
hands.
You already
Yeah.
know. So yeah, there is. Oh, no, don't tell me now. What
Nah.
you? Okay, no,
Okay,
you
we
hear us?
hear you.
Okay,
Okay.
I had me worried for a second. All right, yes. So there you go. It's a little preview, and we'll do another showcasing as well because you know it's never enough. It's never too many. Never mind, I'm the problem. So, yes, that is your look as to what you'll expect with the YASUKE demo. But before we continue with the demo, let's talk a little more as we're here with the group. So first of all, you know, we got our guest here, ZENO. Mr. ZENO Robinson. All right.
Me.
First of all, let's talk about like you. I mean, I feel like the people already know you, but go ahead, introduce yourself. You know, let them know what you be doing, who you are, so on and so forth.
For sure. Yes, everybody in the chat who has no idea who I am. I am ZENO Robinson. I'm a voice actor and actor based out of Los Angeles. Some of you, if you're anime fans, may know me from My Hero Academia as Hawks. I'm Genya in Demon Slayer, Gamma 2 in Dragon Ball Superhero, and the Owl House. I'm in the Owl House as Hunter.
Peak Fiction.
Huh?
Fiction.
Peak what?
Fiction. Peak fiction.
Peak Fiction on the Owl House.
Peak Fiction. Oh shoot, thank you. Yeah, man. Oh, and if you're watching the new Spider-Man show, I play Harry Osborn. So yeah, I came across this. So I said, please voice static. I would love to. I came across this game. I don't know. I think I just stumbled across this trailer on Twitter. Maybe it was for Portfolio Day or
I think it was
something like
back
that.
I think it was back in 2022 with the Black Voices in Gaming event. I think. It was
Yeah, probably. And man, I was so blown away. I like had to say something. I had to retweet it. I was like, this looks freaking crazy. So yeah, and like I guess that's how I became connected with you all. And I just like followed the progress. I've been following this game ever since. And everything I see every single time, like I'm excited about.
Hey, thank you, man. That means the world, especially coming from a legend like yourself.
I appreciate it. You the real legend, game dev.
Oh my god, stop it, man. Stop it.
Kicking his feet.
Hey, bro, I may be swinging back and forth on my chair right now, but don't worry.
Right. No, I'm trying to get like you. No, I'm trying to get like you.
So, yeah, I mean, especially, wait, I'm hearing some mics are too low while others are too high. Which mics are too low so we can sort this out now before.
Is it my mic? Am I too low?
Am I coming in too low? Because I usually adjust mine. So if I'm coming in too low, let me know, guys. That's on me.
Yes, indeed. So we can know who it is, which one, which person. It's me? What do you mean it's me? Oh, gosh. Okay.
Maybe the stream can't hear you that much.
Yeah, I think it's that because I feel like they're fine with this. It'll dial somewhat low. How about now? I've turned up my gain. It's because I don't want to like blare your eardrums with my voice. So hopefully this is better now. We chill? We good? Everyone else is doing me. It's literally just me. It's literally just me. It's literally just me.
Crazy.
Guys, I know how to stream. I know it may have been like 4 months since I've last streamed, okay, but I know how to. All right, I'm good now. And then the toast says I'm still low. All right.
Crispy but low.
So much better.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Right. We got him. Got him. Cool. Okay, so I mean, yeah, we may as well continue with what we have planned today, the preview party. Again, you guys being in here, you're getting to see the extra special sauce for things earlier. Eva, apparently you're a little low. Hold on. I think.
Okay, yeah. I'm increasing my gains, so hopefully this helps now.
Okay, cool. So let us discuss Zeno's role in Yasuke, because I feel like that's what a lot of people are probably wondering. Like,
yeah.
Who is he in it? What is he?
Why is he here?
This was a whole marketing ploy. He's not even in it.
Is he a fan, guys? I can't just like the game.
Literally. No,
I mean, that is true. You can always be a fan of your work.
Exactly. So, Zeno Robinson will be one of the cautions. So now you may be wondering, whoa,
yeah,
who's this? What's this? What is the caution? What?
What's he talking about?
Let me explain to you the caution. Okay.
Tell him what it is.
You know, we have a couple designs to show as well, so you guys can see it a little early too. Brosen, please don't be an NPC.
Don't be an NPC. Dang. We have some very unfortunate news for you.
So, there are the main bosses of the game, which we'll get into that as well a bit later. But we also have Oda. He has his top assassins, the top 12, those that he trusts to get the job done most. And Zeno is going to be one of these 12 caution. Now, let's explain as the caution. Each one of them, they're all Zeno Sakat boss fight A, bruh.
Hey, that's not. Might be cooking over there.
Might be cooking. So these caution, each of them with their own different personalities, each of them with their own different ways of fighting, all of that sort of situation. But I think enough yap is going on. It's probably best you guys just want to see the caution designs, right? So now we're not gonna show you Zeno's one, but we'll show 2 other ones so far.
Dang it.
You're gonna have to wait until the game comes out. You know,
exactly.
Can't be spoiling all the stuff.
Exactly. So, if I quickly switch my screen to showing the caution, if my screen wants to show the caution. Hold on. We gotta love stream moments. It happens. I have technical difficulties as always. I'm feeling
It'll be OBS again.
There we go. So here is number 1. This is the ballerina caution. So
hold on. I'm not seeing anything on the screen right now.
Oh, it's gonna take a second to show. I think it should. On my screen to show.
There we go. Yep.
Okay, cool. We got the ballerina caution. She is. Oh, actually, first to also explain the caution, they are all based off of different lavender flowers. It's kind of just their vibe and a specific type. This one in particular, she fights with her legs. She blinds enemies with her jacket. She has hidden blades in the heel of each shoe. She's graceful yet inelegant. She will be a ferocious enemy for you to come across, and this is one of them. You're gonna see a pattern that comes with each design that we show. Let's move on to the next one. I say each like I'm not only showing 2. You guys can't be greedy now. You can only get so much.
Only because someone can give away everything, then you wouldn't play the game.
Exactly. Actually, before I show the next one, let's see what chat's saying about she kind of bad. Damn, is that Frost? Chat's about to wild down. Oh my god. See it already. Okay, Bleach vibes. Hey, I see it. I see the vision. Now we'll move on to caution number 2, and that is the Hid Coat caution. I'll let the stream catch up for a second. I know it's gonna take a second to show up. Hid Coat was
exactly how my wife is.
Hid Coat caution is he was the first one that was actually designed. He is the one that started the development of each of the caution to now show up. He has miniature kunais wrapped at the end of his jackets, and the way he slashes, long range attacks. There's gonna be a lot of cool stuff with him. A lot of cool scenes that have been written and planned with him as well. So now that you guys have gotten to see him with the caution on. So again, now you can get the idea. They all have their type of Raiden-esque hat. They're in the dark purple with the purple neon. Then their outfits usually reflect what kind of weapon they have. So this is now when we bring in something new. We see the fit Hid Coat. So Zeno's caution. let's explain his character a little bit. Okay, Zeno's Kashin is the teen Kashin. All the other ones, their ages kind of range. They kind of, from older to so on. But Zeno's Kashin is the teen Kashin. This is someone who really wants to prove himself to Oda, and he's kind of, I don't know, spiteful. But like he's really doing too much. You could say that he's doing too much.
Doing too much.
He's doing
a lot.
way
Just
too
like me
much.
for real.
Hey man, just like the best of us. Do they get domain expansions? That's a good question. Next question. So
Yes. Come on.
So now I'm starting a little contest here. Okay, a little thing. Again, we already have the ideas and the plan down for what this Kashin is gonna look like. However, we want to involve you guys to. Said that wasn't enough. Oh my gosh. We want to involve you guys, and for those in the stream at the moment, and you can do it by the end of the stream or in case you want to post it afterwards, but we would be interested to see how you may think Zeno's Kashin may look like. And not only that, we'll have Zeno judge it himself.
Oh shoot, I get to judge stuff.
Yeah, you get to judge stuff. He's Oda's simp. Oh my gosh. We got a question here. Okay, how old are Tanaka and Oda anyway? Tanaka and Oda are both 18. If I recall correctly, I think it's Tanaka that's the older one by a couple months. So yep. Okay, I'm about to pull out the MS Paint. Can we get at least 4 to 6 hints? Wait, hints towards what exactly? Like what his character looks like, or no? Actually, yeah, I think that's what that question is. And no, I want to see exactly how you may picture it just from the small description we gave of him being the teen Kashin, the other designs and how they kind of do their rendition of stuff. He'll be the Kashin with the katana. Maybe he might be. That's a good question.
Maybe he will. Maybe he won't.
Maybe he will. Maybe he
it's
won't.
to you. Maybe the power's in your hands now.
We got a question early, which was I got to know is there an OP old man in this group? Do we, out of everyone who knows right now, there's only Eva and Marsha who knows. Do we let them know? Do we let the people know?
You know what? I'll say let them wait.
Let them wait.
Make them wait.
That is a very important old man. You might want
to
dial back a little bit.
I didn't want to show him, but I mean that answer already gives you guys the answer that there is a very OP old man that does. I'm not gonna lie, he's up there as one of my favorite characters with all the designs and stuff. I'm just saying, he's up there. So we'll see. An old man who's potentially blind, perhaps. He's not. Actually. He's not actually. But the funny thing is, in one of his early renditions, he may or may not have had a type of blindfold. But designs have changed. He no longer does. Okay.
The leader of the Kashins look like Keanu Reeves. Oh my god. Everybody wants a John Wick moment. Everybody does.
I think that's exactly.
I'd love to see that from the community. See what you guys actually imagine some of these characters to look like.
Yes, exactly.
That way you guys show us what you can showcase.
Wait, you guys know what? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna also draw what I think my character looks like.
Yes, that's exactly what we want.
I will too.
There we go.
I think I'm gonna join this little contest we're doing here.
I would join, but I feel like my PC is gonna blow up if I try to do too many things.
I would join, but I gotta design him in the future.
Yeah, so I was gonna say yours would be a spoiler. So, but okay. there was a question I got earlier which I want to answer. Is there customizable options for Yasuke, like different outfits, mouth mask, jackets, etc.? I do also want to point out we are going to have a Q&A segment at the end as well for those who have questions, so make sure to write them down so you don't forget. But will there be customizable options like that? No, there will not be, only for the sake that the outfits that characters like Yasuke himself is wearing is also kind of important to the story with how certain things take place. And not only that, there would also be cutscenes that use some of those outfit pieces particularly for certain things. So you'll get the vibe when we get to that part of the game. But that's why it's very important. But that isn't to say that Tanaka's design will be the exact same from the beginning of the game to the end. But that's all I'm gonna say.
Ooh.
We'll leave it there with that one. But before we continue with more questions, because we'll be here for a while, again, write down your questions so we can come back to them afterwards. You guys want to see the game, right?
Yes.
So like, let's show the demo, because that's what we're here. That's what we're here for. So if I actually change my screen over to, open the game here and do this. Are we?
Ooh.
I think we're good. I think we're ready. Let me know. I know on Discord you guys can see a bit earlier, but I can't see chat at the moment, so let me know if chat's saying everything's fine.
Screen hasn't even
Yeah, it shows up.
Yet, so
Okay.
I'm a little bit behind.
Chat's always a little behind.
Gets like that sometimes. Okay, well, we got the game. You know what? I'm gonna open chat on my phone because I do want to see what everyone's saying. I can't just be here blindly playing the game. Like, you gotta know what the people are saying. Bear with me. Also, let's all the stream stuff accommodate real quick. You guys hear the music in the back, right? The little jam?
No, I was like, y'all hear that sound, that jam? And that bop right there?
That's what we like.
Yasuke's shoes are untied.
Leave his shoes.
Velcros, aren't they?
Yeah, he's got straps.
There's no straps on this.
Oh, what? Okay, it's a choice. So, okay, we're here. You guys can see the game. Let's talk through a little bit about Yasuke, where we are currently, and what you're currently seeing as well. So, Yasuke in itself. This demo is based in the VR training sim. What is the VR training sim? If you guys saw the little robot who scurried across the screen at the start of the stream or the main menu, that is our GOAT, Big P, also known as Vitra, our virtual training assistant. And this is essentially kind of like inside his zone area. It's like a plug-in USB. Characters go in, you'll see all that sort of stuff. But this is the place that the characters train and just always come back. Now, this even goes on to our, as you heard in the trailer with the voice lines, our trailer back in GDC. All of this crowd that you're currently seeing. Yeah, so Tanaka made the crowd. He was feeling like, hey, if I'm gonna train, I kind of want to be hyped up whilst I'm doing so. That's why you heard Mia be a little bit like, well, you know, you made the crowd yourself and you're getting hyped up about that. What's wrong with you? Our character can be a little bit of a loser at times, but he's our boy, you know. He's
a lovable loser.
He's a lovable loser, you know, a little bit of a nerd. So yes, this is the VR training sim. So this isn't rendition of what Neon Koku's gonna look like, because Neon Koku, each district of the game is gonna look different. All that aspect. Will this stream VOD stay up? Yes, it will. So you will be able to come back and watch this afterwards. So as you can see, this lovely environment was done by none other than our peak environment artists and level designers. We have Corwin is our environment artist, and one of them anyway, and Milo is our level designer that started up with the build up of everything. And you can see just how glorious the VR looks, don't you agree, guys?
It's really incredible. Oh my goodness.
Honestly, the building designs are one of my favorite things as a background artist myself, so it's one of those aesthetic.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So you can even though this is just a VR training sim and not exactly how it would feel inside Neon Koku in any of the districts, you can get the idea of what it's going to feel like going across the city and seeing the different building designs. And there's enemies here that we're not going to interact with right now. They're going to start chasing me, but we're going to ignore them, okay? Just so you can see a bit more of the environment and the map. So, damn, they're everywhere.
I love this is like a kind of a sci-fi fantasy kind of type deal, yeah, like a modern day with like the sci-fi elements, like
cyberpunk style,
cyberpunk, yeah. Like I love the neon, and the graffiti. I always love like environment. I don't know why I'm just drawn to stuff with graffiti, but like,
exactly
all that stuff.
As it is, as we say with the game, it's all about the style. It's all about the essence.
Yeah.
The trailer said, show the world your style. That's what we're trying to do. And that is what our characters also showcase. It's also tall and handsome. Yep, that is true. Can we turn him into a shonen hero? Now, this is the thing I'll say with Tanaka's character and his personality. Okay, Tanaka is a very shonen head kind of character. You can see at moments where, but he's not. Don't consider him your casual, dumb protagonist. He is someone that will fight for his friends. He is someone that's very smart. The tech and the gear that you're seeing on him is actually built up from some of the things he made whilst up against the Oda clan, and so on and so forth. You see, you're starting to see the picture, except his sword. However, but I will not spoil about the sword, because that is story content that you guys will have to play in the full game. So
reminiscent of Spider-Punk. That is
you know what,
a new take.
That's a good take, because with all the inspirations we mix from, that's definitely one of them. That's that could be up there with the Spider-Man. You'll see in the movement afterwards. But let's talk about influences with the game as well. We have a range. You've already mentioned Cyberpunk, obviously being a big one there. There is categories that I have references or like inspirations from. So if we talk in terms of visuals, the category of visuals, if we had like a whole production studio, there would be a big text on screen that says visuals, and explosions would happen and everything. That would be cool, but you just have me speaking. So if we start on visuals, our references would be things like any of the Arxis games, Guilty Gear, Dragon Ball Fighters. CyberConnect 2 is a big one as well, also with VFX and such.
I can definitely see that. I can definitely see it.
Exactly. Then even going away from game media, we have Spider-Verse, big with the frame rate, with there's quite a few things for Spider-Verse that's in our notation of how we make our animations, specifically from the smear frames to so on and so forth too. And I am seeing in chat YASUKE Lost Descendant 2 and YASUKE Lost Descendant
2, 3, 4. Oh my god, they want to make it a series.
They want everything. Oh my god.
You know what? I'm all for it. You know, make one based on every character.
Exactly. YASUKE 75 coming to you in 2084. So, in terms of the next category with references, we have gameplay. What are some of our gameplay references? We have Devil May Cry is a big one. We have Marvel's Spider-Man is another big one. We have Nier Automata is another one. We have Mirror's Edge as another one. And we have some of the Demon Slayer and other arena fighting games in there too. And the idea that we want with this game is obviously making its own thing, but feeling familiar at the same time. All these different systems and situations and gameplay styles. Oh, and Ninja Gaiden. How could I even forget Ninja Gaiden is also one of them.
I was gonna say.
How did you forget Arcane?
I said that in the visuals. We're on gameplay. Well, maybe I forgot, or maybe it was drowned out. But yeah, visuals, Arcane as well. If I didn't say it, I'm saying it again. So yes, that is then the gameplay category, and we just want to be able to bring it all in so that you can get the vibe. One of the main ideologies that has gone through whilst making this game is, I want this game to be one that even when you finish the story, this is the type of game you keep installed, because one random late night you kind of just want to run around in the city listening to music. That is exactly the vibe that this game is going to bring. And hopefully you guys are starting to get that vibe already. I mean, me myself, I've been playing the playtests and all this early stuff quite a bit in my own time when I'm not developing. It's just a little fun, you know.
I know you say that and you're teasing the crowd saying that.
I know. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh my
sorry.
God.
But you're gonna get to. I didn't say Arcane. Damn, man. I want to emphasize on that. We're going back to visuals real quick. Arcane is a very big one, and the reason why I bring that up as a big one is the almost realism in the facial expressions with animation is how we've now built our character rigs to be able to do the same sort of expressions, the same sort of now that doesn't mean every single cutscene in the game is gonna have that, because that would mean the game would take 10 years to make. But you know, as you watch anime, and we'll get into that as well, but as you watch anime, different art styles happen as you watch, you know, when a different artist is drawing, and that is another thing that we take place in this. Even though this game is 3D, damn, I'll just be talking about the game while we can't play. I'm so sorry. We get it, you work on the game. So even though the art style will change, we want to do that in 3D as well. So there's going to be instances where it feels like it's a different drawing, quote unquote, because the art style has changed from the shaders to the way the models are formed, so on and so forth. Going into all that aspect. And then in terms of story, because this is something I want to be really strong on, the story is such an important part for me. Even more so, in a lot of games, it's usually a case of, do you write the story first and then the gameplay around it, or the gameplay first and the story around it? This was story first. I am very, very particular about this story. 4 years in the making. To be honest, it's pretty much, you know, set and ready. Oh, game stuff. Don't worry about that. You didn't see that. But yes, there's a lot of cool things that's going to take place within this story. A lot of characters, a lot of interesting faces, so much diversity. That's a big thing I want to bring up as well. Of course, our main character is a black African main character, Yasuke, an African raised in our version of Japan, and also that's a whole thing we'll get into. Everyone's got their own countries and stuff from the real world, but we have so many different faces, so many different cultures and countries that we also showcase within the world that you're gonna get to see, and it's just gonna be a great time. But I feel like I've been yapping on long enough, and I should probably show some like very cool things about the gameplay itself. So we've obviously already seen some of the movement from the base movement. You'll see this is a momentum based game. So Filipino character when, that's true. Wait, are they there? Are they not? We'll find out. Oh, hold on. There we go. A little bit of game stuff. Okay. So this is actually a momentum-based game. What you'll see is that as you chain your movements together, you will actually build up speed. So you do want to make sure you can actually build things together and keep your momentum going. Because of course you can kind of just run at the default speed, but you know, we want to be quick. We want to move around the city quickly. From all these different features, from the sliding, from the double to maybe this triple jumping, who knows? He just did it then. To the rail grinding, to the wall running, both vertically. Hold on. The launches on the pads, if we go over to this area right here. Horizontal wall running too. There's a whole lot that we have in store for you guys. And it's all about the swinging. So you get rewarded for keeping momentum. Exactly, that's what you do. The Sonic fan trigger word, which the stop motion adds flair to that. Exactly, the stop motion adds to all of that. And of course, let me not forget the swinging, because who doesn't want to grapple swing? This was a feature that, and make sure that you don't mess up your you know, falling too high without recovering, because you can fall flat on your ass and mess up. But the grapple is a feature that changed quite a lot throughout development. Originally it used to be just a point-to-point grapple, but as time went on we wanted to build that system up further and say, no, I feel like the players should be more free in being able to swing around and do everything that they want to with it. And this is the thing, as much as it's being used in movement, you can kind of use it within your combos. That is another core point. We want to be able to merge the movement and momentum with the combat that's taking place. And that means if you're in the middle of a combo in air and you want to quickly drag yourself back down with the grapple, you can do that. You can build that sort of combo stuff in there. Is there full damage? There is not full damage, because you're going to be running on rooftops a lot, and the last thing we want is for you to take too much damage. However, I do think we will add a feature, a setting, that if you do want full damage, that you can turn it on. That would be in the full game, of course.
I have a question.
Of course.
Is there any sort of like because this is clearly a very movement based, very like parkour with combat, with like hack and slash combat type deal? Is there any we saw in the trailer that there's like different fighting styles that Yasuke can use, correct?
Yes.
Is there like any sort of elements of parkour turning into combat?
Yes, actually, and my Unreal Engine has decided to damage itself.
Oh.
So we're just gonna bear. Oh wait, is it back? I think it's back.
Oh. Well, he just landed on his face, so yeah, I think you're back.
Yeah, hold on. I need to restart on the stream as well because did it put me on a different map? What is going on? Okay. There we go. All right, we're back. Stream is showing it again. Cool. We're here. You know, game dev stuff, it happens. Either way, yes, there are some features of parkour that do actually translate into combat stuff as well. For example, sliding. You can actually, a little bit like that. There we go. Sliding can actually be used to knock enemies around and get through them instantly. I can't tell if it's because I'm streaming too many things or on the stream, what's the frame rate saying? Just so I can, is it kind of choppy?
Just a bit, but not too much where it's taking away from the immersion.
Okay, you know what? I'm sorry to you guys on Discord. I'm gonna have to stop the stream there.
Totally fine.
That's okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Whoa, spoilers, whoa. Can't show more stuff there. Okay. There we go. That's much better on the stream now. All right. So let's now go into Tanaka's combat itself. So Tanaka, as you can see, has his 3 fighting stances that you can go between. Oh, I see. I'm looking at the stream to make sure everything's good. Okay, everything is good. Cool. And I think it is. Someone said screenshot, crazy. I can't believe it. Okay. I think at least better than it was before. DMs leaked. It was just a group chat with these guys anyway. Almost forgot. A whole nother movement option right there. Pole swinging. That's another thing that you can do indeed. Let me not forget the vaulting over things too. If I go over here, there we go. As you can see, the vaulting system, it's been a lot to get perfected down, and we're still trying to perfect it now. One thing that you'll see in games is obviously when there's a specific type of object that you can parkour on, it's going to be colored yellow, it's going to be colored this, so it's very obvious you can only do this on this type of object. We didn't want to do that with the vaulting stuff, and this system has been built in a way that you can vault over anything basically, and parkour on anything. It will detect the length of objects, it will detect the height and the distance, and accommodate for that with which animations is going to play next, as we can see there. So yeah, now that obviously doesn't mean like you're going to be able to vault over an old lady or something. I mean, you can manually, I guess. So there is that. But there'll be certain things that we turn off, of course, that you can't. But for the most part, we're trying to make it so you can parkour over almost anything and everything. But again, let's go back into combat because I almost, moves past that. So we have our 3 stances: lion, cheetah, and rhino. Each stance comes with its own combo strings, both light and heavy attacks. Actually, it goes even further than that. Almost everything that you can do in a stance looks different in a different stance. That's what I'll say there. For example, whilst we're in guard stance here, if we dodge left and right, in lion, this is how it looks. Meanwhile, in cheetah, this is how it currently looks, you know. Very small, minute things to get you to feel ever so slightly different in each stance. each one, as we discussed, the lion is the most balanced in terms of speed and damage. The cheetah is the fast, rapid pace, but less damage. And the rhino is the big, heavy hitter. But not only that, lion, if we throw the sword, because that is his super attack with the lion, is being able to throw the sword. Now you've unlocked the hand-to-hand combat, and you can just throw hands like it said in the trailer. Throw the sword, throw hands. So yes, we want to try and do as much as we can there. So we have our light combo string, heavy combo string for lion. Oh, look at the way he's posed and built. That was, the game had to freeze and show how he was posed up, man. I can't believe it. Then
you know, they wanted us to admire the model, like what went into him, you know, rendering this model.
Exactly, with the bones breaking and everything. And now in cheetah, you'll see how much love there is compared to all the other stances. Like, there may or may not be a favorite in the dev team in terms of stances. I'll say that.
Green bias on cheetah.
Yep. You see, cheetah has a lot of cool things, a lot of spins, a lot of fast slashes. And then rhino.
I like how this one guard's like, stop. Right there.
Stop right there. You violated the law. Then rhino.
Just waiting until you do Yasuke 2, and then I can just throw bats.
Throw bat, literally.
you have throw sword. Why not throw bat?
Why not throw bat?
Better.
Oh no! They jump at me! They jump at me! Okay. All right, with rhino, with the heavy swing. So let's go with the light attack string real quick.
Oh my god, Oda guard number 37 on his off day off. Love that somebody referenced the Yapcast.
Yapcast, bro. Only real ones watch that.
That's why I'm playing.
All the real ones watch that.
Literally.
I'm actually voicing Oda guard number 37.
Yep.
We'll be playing.
It's been spoiled, man.
You gotta deal with Oda's mental issues, so good luck with that.
Yeah, he's going through a lot, you know. Like, it's hard being
through
guard number 37, you know.
Yeah.
And then some kid just comes jumping around, beating you up. 4 different styles, 4 different ways.
Yep. Can we do all the moves there is in the game without a lock-on? Yes, you can. The lock-on is obviously for when you're in a more 1v1 based situation, but the game does account for when you're in waves of enemies, or many around you. But hold on, I'm gonna need to parry because these guys are kind of bothering me, so I'm gonna back them off real quick. Because yes, you can block, you can parry. Like, what kind of game would this be without parrying? And even so, you can perfect dodge. Now the question is, oh, I did it first try. I'm so good at the game. I'm so good at the game. You can also perfect dodge too.
It's almost like you're a pro at this, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
like
almost.
I know. Damn.
Been making the game and been playing it with him. Like, what? Oh, the god, I wasn't looking. Okay, there we go. Quickly seeing the stream, and yeah, the perfect dodge just went there. Cool. So there's all that. Now let's get into a little bit more of the nitty gritty, because there's more, guys. It's not just light and heavy attacks. Okay, each stance has a dash attack. Let's go into that first. The lion dash attack is a combo extender. It's a very small thing right there. So it means that if you're starting up a combo, you can quickly do that and keep the combo going.
Ooh.
I did a little bit extra there with the you know, the combos. We won't go too crazy just yet. Cheetahs is, again, you're gonna see the bias. There's a little bit of bias and stuff going on, but Cheetah's dash attack is indeed a flash step that lets you teleport directly behind the enemy. And did I mention that you can also do it in air too? So if I do this as an example, damn. I don't want to glaze or anything, but that looks kind of good. I'm not gonna lie.
Dal, you want to talk about the grading system? Because we weren't talking about that.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that when we start doing combo examples. Tanaka died. Oh no, you guys didn't see that. I'm good again. But okay, now let's move on to the Rhino dash attack, which will now be a bulldoze that takes you through multiple enemies. So in case, you know, people are starting to get too much in the way, you can just clear them out like so. I have a question. Will there be some very high difficulty settings or something for the hardcore players? Yes, we do have difficulty options that you can change. Nerf lion, buff cheetah. Hey man, cheetah has enough as it is, and we're gonna see it. All right, you guys are gonna see how much. Any taunts, emotes, or special idol animations? Yes, that is a very good question. We'll go into that in a second as well. First, let's continue with the rest of combat. So now let's talk about the super attacks. So I've already shown before that Lion's super attack is throwing the sword, and it comes back to you with his Shiryoku. We'll go into what Shiryoku is as well. Then once that's thrown, you can just go in your hand-to-hand fighting style and essentially throw hands. There's not much else there to be said. If we go over to our cheetah, the super attack for this one is a combo extender. So for this, if you start a combo and then you have to get at least 10 hits, and then the guard interrupted me. That was Older Guard number 38. Bro did not want to see his friend getting beat up like that. So if I did it too early.
He's gonna be voiced by Alex Lee.
Yep.
That guard.
Exactly.
Guard 38.
Yep.
He can't escape me in any universe.
They're stuck together. What's happening? And then, hold on. Oh, you saw it for a little split second there. But these guards keep getting in my way. They're not letting me hit the combo. Okay, alright. I'm getting jumped. I'm getting jumped. I promise I'm good at the game. I promise I'm good at the game. I'm going to drag one of these fellas away from everything over here. Could you, which one has the most health? I'm going to choose one of you. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who has the... You! You're going to be my victim. I mean, target. Let's bring him over here. Hold on. No, I lost him. I lost him in the crowd. He blended in with the rest. He had to hide. There he is. Okay. Come over here. I pressed the button. There he is. Okay. This way. I can't go out of range, otherwise he's not gonna follow me. I pulled him instead. You know what? We're here with you two. Okay. So the cheetah one, when we hit enough hits, and then he died before it even showcased. But you can see the extra slashes that take place. And if we go into Rhino, that is the big Rhino wall stomp. This can be used for both defense and offensive measures, which we'll go into that too. Now, you saw me pulling and pushing enemies around, the sword around. That is our Shiryoku. That is an ability that Tanaka has alongside his other power set, which lets him manipulate the force around him. That will, of course, get explained throughout the story as you play that. But as you can see, we can pull someone towards us. We can push some of them away. We can hold them in front of us as a shield from the other enemies. Oh. Let's, I don't want you. I want... Oh, I ran out of energy bar. That's why. Okay. And I killed all three of them at once. Damn. It gets like that.
Dang. Too strong for his own good.
There we go. Now we got one of them held up. And, yeah. They're going to be our little shield. So, yep. He's taking damage. And unfortunately, he's gonna die eventually. But yes, that is that there. This is in Unreal Engine 5, so there's your answer on that one. Quickly want to read the comments just in case there's anything I missed. Stealth takedowns. There isn't stealth takedowns, but there's takedowns in general. There's a lot I'm having to cover, guys. Hold on, I need to take a quick drink of water. I've been talking for so much. I've been yapping.
When you're a game dev, you make the game.
Yeah, you know, gotta be able to explain all the system to knock it out again. Okay, alright. And he laughed at me. He laughed at me. He laughed at me as I died.
Dang, guard 39!
He knew what he was doing. Okay, whilst we're here, in terms of... Someone asked earlier if there's any special idle animations or things like that. What you'll actually see is that each attack, this is how small details we were going with. Each attack in each stance, if you stop pressing the attack, they have a unique animation that happens afterwards for Tanaka resetting his stance. So as I'm showing here, here's a couple of them. So that's the lion light ones. If you go to heavy. There we go. That's the lion one's done. Now again, Cheetah's gonna have a little extra flair compared to the others. If we go with light attack, sorry. Now heavy. Oh, almost skipped through. And what you'll also see is that each stance even has a unique unsheathing animation. So if I was to unsheath in lion, this is the animation for that. If I'm to unsheath in cheetah, hold on, it needs to switch to cheetah real quick. Let me sheath it back and let me go. There you go. And if we were to unsheath in rhino, let me switch through. And as Idwalo was saying in chat, he is indeed one of our amazing animators that joined along to be able to help with this, along with the likes of Joey, along with the likes of Splatter, or also known as Leo. I was also helping with some animation. The animation team, we be cooking. We be cooking.
Y'all be cooking. Y'all cooking.
Did he get dizzy while spinning? Yep, he did. And now, let's continue with combat, because there's even more to show. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm yapping too long.
Okay, I gotta ask this question because somebody did ask it in the chat. Is Yasuke single?
Is Yasuke? That's a great question. Tanaka Yasuke, as of the story that you're playing, is indeed single. However, that isn't to say that there may or may not be a development of a love interest that takes place, but it's not a prevalent part or anything. But you know, right now, maybe he's single. Maybe someone said he's married to the streets. Oh my god.
I mean, I definitely believe that one.
Yeah, it gets like that. It gets like that. So now, if we continue, because everything we've shown of combat so far was on the ground, but there's more. There's in air too, and each stance having their own animations and combos in air as well. Rhinos are a bit different, however, currently. They're more combo extenders and finishers. But that was the... Hold on, let me go through. The Lion Light, which is a rising continua, and the Lion Heavy. Now let's move over to the Cheetah. If we go up with Cheetah, the Cheetah Light, and the Cheetah Heavy. Okay. And then we'll go over to Rhino. And Rhino, we have the Stagger Juggle and the Slam Dab. So that's how you can kind of mix and match those in the combos too. Oh my gosh, they jumping me. Now, you may be seeing, what is this fourth option on the stance meter up there? What is this top option? That is the team attacks, because yes, you will be able to do team-based combat within this game as well, with the likes of Mia and the likes of Yuki. However, right now we have Vitra. Oh no, Unreal. Oh, okay. Unreal Engine froze on us for a second. But when you hold F, you'll see Vitra shows up right now, and he's a little distraction, and then he will get all the enemies towards him, so you can kind of just focus on doing that. But there'll be other things that you can unlock, because as there has been mentioned before, we're going to have a leveling system, a skill tree, being able to swap what moves you use, so on and so forth. There's a lot, guys. There's a lot. Now let's get on to some more of the cool looking things in the game. Which one of you have low health? How about you? I knew it was you. Let's get a takedown with you, buddy. Oh, okay. His friends are protecting him. No, get away from me.
Dang.
Get away from me.
Squad up.
They're squatting. Okay. We're gonna do a little bit of a combo, and then finish this off with a suplex. Yup.
There it is.
Okay. I know you guys are gonna see it delayed on the stream, so I'm gonna wait for the reactions. Obviously, once you see that.
Like, really good.
Yep.
He said it looked really cool on my end. Don't worry, guys.
So that is one of the takedowns. There's going to be multiple takedowns.
Ooh, that was cool.
Really good.
We also have the in-air takedowns, to which he is blocking and doesn't want to be attacked. Hold on. Such as the Azuna drop, of course. What is a game like this? What is a character action game without the Azuna drop? So you know, that was brought back from the 2022 demo, but now it's been changed, so you can just do it in the middle of your combos as well. And I guess the big one, style attacks. You know, that's a very important part. The game is about style. Surely we want to showcase the style, right? Let's restart this up. Let's get you guys the style attacks. So let's start off with the cheetah style attack, which. There we go. Okay. I wasn't sure if Unreal Engine was gonna Unreal Engine and not allow the thing, but it worked. It worked fine. And now we also have. I gotta restart for the Rhino because the meat is low, and I'm not trying to kill all these enemies to get it back. Hold on, bear with me.
Nice.
Okay, we're back. And next up we have the Rhino. Some very cool stuff. Some very cool stuff. Do you get iframes during takedowns? Yes, you do. You will not get hit during that moment. Isn't the Izuna drop trademarked? Is it?
No, it's not.
It is. Yeah, I don't think it is.
From what working in video games, it's more of a recognizable term, but not actually trademarked. So
I think it's like the Akira slide sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna say, because I was like, I haven't heard anything about the Izuna drop being trademarked. But yes, I knew Yasuke was sick, but I didn't know he was also the storm that is approaching. Yep, that he is. And Lion, you guys don't get to see Lion yet. It's not gonna be in this build, but you'll get to see that later down the line. So I guess, did I cover everything in combat? You would think I know everything in the game, but there's so many things to do that sometimes I forget. Almost forgot. Shiryoku. Hold on. With the Shiryoku, you can actually pick up specific environment objects and throw them as well. So let me grab this real quick. There's no enemies to throw this at, so I kind of can't throw it at anyone. But I'll just throw it as an example so you can see. So that is also that. Now, give an example of a combo button combination. Yes, I am now going to do some combos, or attempt to. Please, if I can't cook, don't hate me. But I can cook. I'm confident in my abilities. But the main purpose of this game is to change what style. Oh, and they've already started. Is to change the stance you're using mid combo, because that's how you want to keep your style points. You'll see on the side the grading system from D, I think it is D to S. The grading system will be based on the type of variation of moves you're using. So you're not just going to get an S for pressing the same button over and over again, but actually changing what moves you're using, as well as, mixing, Shiryoku, pulling someone in, and then maybe even ending it with a finisher like so. There's a lot. Defcon play his game. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can play, guys.
Alpha. You can't expect it to be perfect on an alpha.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even my capabilities are alpha. That's what it happens, bro. But if I try to quickly get a combo that links into, hold on, style attack. No, I flash stepped away. Hold on, we can keep it going. No. Okay, wait.
And now I drop combo.
Damn it. You see, when you're moving too quick, sometimes it's hard to see where you're going. You gotta be able to, if you're using cheetah, you gotta be able to keep up, because that stance can move quick. That stance can move very quick. However,
that's a good point. Zuna drops in a tall building. Yeah, I'm gonna get to the tallest building in the game and doing a Zuna drop from there.
Well, it's a good question. Because a good thing you asked that. Because you can do the it almost played one of the cutscenes. You guys aren't allowed to see that yet.
Whoa.
You can actually. I'm gonna grab you. You're my test subject this time. Let's bring you all the way over here. Come on, get on the building. Come on. You can make it. You can make it over there. Did I get him on top? Okay, he's at the top of the building. Now I do have to get his health though. But we can do that. No, I'm still on the edge of the building. Damn it! Oh, you're so close. Which one of you wanna take the plunge next? You. He's hitting the sign first.
I thought you were asking us. I'm like, I can't play it.
Did I run out of energy yet? Okay, I did run out of energy. Yeah. You know what? You guys can see how the takedowns happen in air when you play the game once it's out. Now, let's see. We also have wall takedowns, which is when you have an enemy close enough to a wall. Hold on, let me quickly combo this fool.
You can press triangle and 0.
Yep, exactly. Let's bring it over here. No. Okay. Where's the low health one? Bring yourself over here. Your friends are trying to protect you. You're not safe.
This is fire.
Let's get him. Once he stops blocking, I can't bother trying to break his block. Once you're close enough to a wall, every single stance has a different wall takedown as well. So that was the cheaters one, for example. I'll let you guys see the other ones when you end up playing the game yourself. Stealth missions, that is a good question. There will be some slight stealth missions, nothing too crazy, but as you can see, we do have the slight crouching stealth options and so on. I said there'll be secret achievement to a ZENO drop from the tallest building. Maybe it might be. Maybe it might be.
That cheetah wall takedown's crazy, man.
It really is. He's dead. He's dead.
I always get surprised every time I
He's
see
dead,
this.
Jim.
You killed him. You killed him, Jim.
But what would be surprising to hear is that Tanaka doesn't kill people. So like everything you're seeing him do, I know some of it's kind of crazy. I know he's folding people like lawn chairs, okay, but they're not
He's
dead.
Spider-Man.
Exactly. What you'll actually see, the neon on the end of his blade is actually what stops it from being sharp damage, and it's more like blunt force.
Yeah.
He's trying to
Trauma.
be
Now talk.
no talk, exactly. So, you know, there may or may not be some interrogation missions in Yasuke. That's what I'm saying. You may hear a couple of Batman-esque lines. Who knows?
Yasuke is crazy.
Yasuke is crazy. There's a lot to go with it. So,
Part
I feel
shonen, part Batman.
Exactly. There's a little bit of everything for a bit of everyone. I love how Dev could just spawn the enemy to the building's roof. It'd be cool. No, see, that's the thing. I was actually pulling them with Shirioku. That is something you guys can do. Tanaka's ability to be able to push and pull enemies away, that's part of his energy meter, and you can do that yourself, as well as only the enemy like so. So me pulling an enemy up there, that's something you can do. So if you want to go up to the tallest building in Yasuke and take the time to pull someone up there with you, then you can get your ZENO drop off the tallest building. So, yeah, that is...
There it is. It's gonna bring it back to my Spider-Man days. I used to like bring a guy on top of the building in Spider-Man 2.
Exactly that.
Beat him out.
Absolutely. Freaking slam him down on the ground.
And what you'll see right there with the Rhino Stomp, I was actually able to push it with Shirioku as well. So not only, as I said, is it the defensive, but once you pair that up with Shirioku, you can push that towards your enemies to kind of keep combos going, keep them away. There's a whole lot. So his bro is psychic. I can't say too much. There's a lot of...
I'm asking for so many spoilers.
Yeah, so many spoilers.
Yeah,
I
you
told
guys
you.
have to wait.
Patience.
This is
If you want to know about combos, you guys have to play the game. We will not give you that info.
Yep, and if you want to know about the story, well, just keep supporting the game, because that is how we're able to push further. Your support is what makes this possible.
So Yasuke after seeing a poor guy stealing bread.
Do the guard health insurance.
85 hit combo.
The question is, does Oda care enough about his guards to give them health insurance? Probably not, to be honest.
Probably not.
That's why they gotta steal bread.
If you listen to the Yapcast, they kind of explained it on the first episode of the Yapcast, so...
Yeah, it's like
we
Oda...
didn't speak about that.
He has a certain way, which again, if you guys haven't seen the Yapcast, it is on the channel. It's essentially the radio talk show with the voice actors for Yasuke, of course, like myself and Eva, and ZENO will be joining for one of the episodes as the Kashin, of course. And we'll just, we talk about things about the story, answer some questions that got sent in, and that is where you really can get to know lore about the world. When will the demo be available? Okay, I saw someone say earlier, oh, do we have to wait till next month for the demo? No, it's not going to be any long time frame. I don't want to say a time frame in case we can't. However, it will be within the next few days. That is a fact. There's a chance it could be tomorrow if we get everything sorted in time, but I don't want to say that just in case we don't have enough time. However, so he won't kill them, but he'll drop on top of a building, giving them a concussion. Yes.
But they're not dead.
They're not dead.
Not dead.
They're not dead.
Not
so
dead.
You get that there.
They're not dead, just horribly injured.
Horribly
Exactly.
misfigured.
Yep, they're really struggling.
Permanently scarred, but not dead.
Psychologically as well.
Yep.
They might want to die,
They might want to die.
but not dead.
So, you guys have gotten your little preview here. Now let's continue with a bit more of what else we have about this this demo or this YASUKE, and not only that, but just how everything's taken place so far. So we'll switch back over to the main menu so we can listen through with that whilst we are discussing as us, a collective now. And I want to make sure the stream has switched over to the main menu screen before I start yapping. Okay, cool.
It has.
I know this might be in spoiler territory, but if you can answer, what is the name of Tanaka's sword? It doesn't necessarily have a name, but it's to do with YASUKE. That's all I'm gonna say. Cool. There's
I got a couple Mia stands now.
yeah, yo, I stand Mia. Hey, that's what we like to hear. Mia is best girl. Oh, see, there's a couple other characters. That's kind of my favorites up there. Mia's up there. She's best girl. But we have quite a good range of characters from the guys and the gals. Oda doesn't pay for insurance, but the armor is decent enough to survive the blunt trauma. Yep. I mean, it may be a bit of aluminum foil in places, but, he makes it work. So, let's talk about, we've been talking about YASUKE, the story. Let's talk about a bit of how we got here so far, This has, of course, been 4 years in the making. It's been a very long 4 years, guys. I started this project when I was 17. 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talent.
Thank you, man, genuinely. But this is the thing. It would not be possible without my amazing team. And even on that standpoint, I was so ridiculous, naive, and dumb in that when I first started this project, I said to myself, oh, I'm gonna do this whole game by myself. And also, before I continue, I'm gonna point out, guys, I know we're talking about some extra stuff here and not showing things at the moment, but you're going to want to stick around because there's something special that's coming at the end. Anyways, let's continue. So, yes, I originally wanted to do this by myself. I thought I could have handled it. No, I could not. But the first addition to the team is our boy Marshall here, in the call as well. All right. So Marshall was actually someone I met back when I was more of a YouTuber rather than a game developer, and that whole story is something else. I think one of us had commented on another person's YouTube account. We did a collab. Here we are 5 years later. I've been speaking to this man for too long. Anyways, when I started this project, because my game design journey started with, if we go all the way back to when I was 14, Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I used to mod that game, and there's a bunch of friends that I met along the way. That's where I first learned to work in teams, to do modding groups. There's quite a few. Anyone who may be Xenoverse fans, Xenoverse modding fans who played Xenoverse mods, I was part of the Pride Trooper team that made a couple things. There was also a brief point I was part of Time Patrol. There's some stuff there, but anyways, we skip forward some years to 2019. I am now in college, and I said, you know what? And this is a core memory, a canon event. I was playing GTA 5, and I remember exactly where I was on the map as I was talking to one of my friends in call. Man. Yeah. Big
up for the 5M community. I gotta say that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm seeing people say, "Wait, you was that?" Yeah, I was part of Xenoverse days, man.
Wow.
So
we still use those mods to this day.
Yeah, I kind of cooked with those. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of cooked with those. Anyways, continuing forward though. Yes, we move over to that conversation I had with one of my friends at the time. I said to him, "Why are we modding games? Why don't we just make our own?" And from that day forward is where we started to take place to try and learn game development. We started our first mini project, which was a JoJo fan game, and that was kind of like a Pokemon-esque game. It has not seen the light of day. It never will anytime soon, though. It is something I kind of want to revisit in the future, but it would be 3D instead of 2D. But anyways, that's talking about Dalian Studios and when we move on to IP games and all that. Trust me, there's a lot of plans I got that I want to do. But I digress. So that kind of went on for a little bit. Then we moved over to Demon Slayer. And that was where my game dev career really kicked off. Demon Slayer Kibutsuji's Curse. Oh, even just saying the name, it brings back memories. That was a year of my life. Literally. So that's where I also got Marshall to start joining in with the game development stuff.
Oh yeah, I did work on that.
Yes, you did. The trailer thing and all that. Yep.
Completely forgot about that.
So we had built some stuff up for Demon Slayer. The idea that I can say it now because obviously we're not working on Demon Slayer. If we get the IP in the future, you can get hyped, and if anything, this would give you guys a reason to tell the higher ups to be like, yo, support Dalian Studios so they can cook. But Demon Slayer was planned to be an open world multiplayer RPG, so there was that we had started. But then again, with the way development went, we cancelled it after a year of development. But that is where we gained a lot of the members who are in Yasuke now. Quite a few of them had started to join there, and from that point we move over to the end of 2020. I think it was around that time frame when Mappa announced the Yasuke anime, and this introduced me to who Yasuke was, the historical figure. So I started doing my research. I started tippy-tapping, typing away at the keyboard, finding out who is this Yasuke individual, because they're kind of cool. And now I'm interested. What do you mean Japan's first black samurai? This kind of got me intrigued. And initially, the game started, Yasuke, our game, started as actually being about the historical Yasuke. And once again, this is a canon event. I remember the exact conversation. Me and Marshall, because we were the two that were at the beginning of Yasuke, as he was helping with the character concept designs and such. I said to him one day, I was like, yo, all this old-timey stuff, I like neon. I like bright lights. Why don't we take this to the future instead? And then thus, the direction changed to Yasuke, a Lost Descendant. And in the title, you can assume and you can tell that this does directly tie in with the real historical Yasuke, but our spin and our storyline on how things can go afterwards. This game takes place in the year 2157, so this is far in the future. And yes, Tanaka Yasuke is a descendant of the original Yasuke. But now that's that there. I'll put a pin on that because that's as much story I'm gonna give you on that point. But then over the years as we worked on Yasuke, first Yasuke was actually in Unity, and then there were some things we were trying to do with character shaders and certain visuals that weren't actually possible in Unity, but we knew was possible because games like Demon Slayer or games like Guilty Gear were doing them. But what was the big difference with that? They were using Unreal Engine. So we said, okay, even though we've learnt Unity, even though we've started in Unity, let's now switch over to Unreal Engine and learn everything on that case. And that's part of, we're still, like, I would say we're experienced with Unreal at this point, but we're still learning certain things in the background that we're trying to do, especially making things more optimized too, but we try our best with everything. And with that, the years go by. You know, there was the first art styles. For those who've been here for a while, there've been a lot of different art styles for Yasuke. 3, technically kind of 4 in particular, but the big art style update was in 2023. And the reason being, before the character models were being made without any reference sheets, it was kind of like just making the character models off vibes and other references. But you know what? I feel like showing something special today as well for this demo party that we're in. So going over towards the new art style update, in terms of my skills as a 3D character modeler and even our other 3D character modeler, Cryptic, we are very good at replicating 2D into 3D. That's kind of the main gist there. So my mindset was, okay, if that's the case, let's perfect the Yasuke art style in 2D first, and then we can transfer it over. So what I'm going to show you is one of the design sheets for the art style update, and this would actually be the Tanaka's design sheet. If I switch this over here, yep, it's on screen now. So I'll let you guys see this momentarily before I continue, and I'll also read some of the comments we've been getting. Drop it in the reskin, the minigame in YASUKE. Extremely off topic, but since you said about Xenoverse, do you think Xenoverse 3 will be announced this year? I hope. That's all I can say on that. But Demon Slayer wishes I had this.
In Soul Calibur.
Yo, it has to happen. It has to happen. So yes, now that I can see it's on screen, as you can see, we put in the time, we put in the effort with getting the designs, the angles, the sheets. And this is the same case with every single character in YASUKE. Even the NPCs also have little design sheets, and making sure the variety and the diversity for every single race, for every gender, for the different hairstyles, the different piercings, the different tech pieces. You know, there's a lot there. There's a lot. So
diversity.
Yeah, a lot of diversity that we put in. Because our system, which if we can get working, we do want it to kind of randomize the NPCs from all the different preset selections of items and assets we'd make. So you would see new variations of NPCs with different things. You may see NPC 1 has hair B, but it's color C, while she's got the clothing D. Like, you know, there's a whole sort of aspect there where it changes. You're gonna stop. I can't keep saying this is peak. Tanaka be as light skinned. So there is a lot there, and that goes with all the characters too. YASUKE necklace chain much when I do want to do a lot of much for YASUKE. I'm not gonna lie. I will. There's no confirmations here because things still need to be spoken about behind the scenes, especially also cost money that we do not have. But I do want to do like much of things like Tanaka's earrings, his necklace, the clothing brand. You'll see some of the Japanese kanji that's on Tanaka's clothing. That is a clothing brand in the game called Psycho. That's a designer brand that you can pretty much imagine is Supreme. It's kind of like our version of Supreme. So Tanaka is repping Supreme, as you can see, but our version Psycho, I would also love to open like a clothing branch thing to deal with Psycho and any other sort of aspects and merch lines that we bring in. What would be crazy as well, if we can go as even further, is things like Tanaka's mask, Tanaka's sword, Mia's bat, the characters' jackets, both Mia and Yasuke. Like there's a lot of much potential, and of course a Vitra plushie. Big P, plug himself.
I'ma need that.
Yeah, we definitely need a Vitra plush.
We need a Vitra plush. How cool would it be if, like, is there plushies that have lights inside them? Because if we could have his eye light actually light up, that would be cool.
That would be kind of cool.
So we'll see. If
we'll see what Build-A-Bear
charges
for that.
We'll see what they can do. If Tanaka's earrings drops, I'll get my ears pierced 100%. Yeah, that's literally what I'm gonna do as well. The moment they drop, then I'm piercing my ears. I gotta rep the Yasuke set.
That's fire. Heck yeah. Heck
yeah. So
little milestone.
Exactly, for the milestone. I saw a question earlier. Really would like to know about the previous question regarding Yasuke's name. Is very curious. About
it was do you have any concerns about the negativity around Yasuke's name after Ubisoft's handling of Assassin's Creed Shadows, or at least the promotional stuff?
All I can say is our Yasuke, this isn't slander anywhere. I'm just saying in general, our Yasuke has source, and that's all I care about. So
shit, bro.
That's what I gotta say. So in terms of how people view Yasuke as a historical figure, the sort of negativity they may bring, the racism, I don't care. Because
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I'm gonna tell you right now. We don't care.
No, we don't care.
We just trying to, tell our story, tell Tanaka's story, because it's a good one. It's a good one. I'll tell you this right now. Marshall knows this because he's one of the few people who know the entire script and the entire plot line. When I finished the end of the game, and when I finished writing it, when I was able to type the end and we were done, quote unquote, I shed a tear when I read it, because that final chapter, if we can do it correctly at the level that it's going to be, I don't know if it's glazing. But I think it would be favorably up there as one of the memorable gaming fights that happen, like that people know of, because there's a I'm thinking about saying it.
It's not even an understatement. I gotta back him up. That whole final chapter.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes in fiction in general, bro. And it's not even out yet.
It's not even out yet. It's not even animated.
Words on a page.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'll say this much. In terms of the game's direction, with each chapter, with each boss that you come across, the game, as I've mentioned in like the Steam page and all sorts, it's structured in a chapter by chapter. Each district that you go to has its different boss that you're trying to go up against. However, each chapter, you take place with all the different missions that go on, and of course you get to the end and you fight the boss, right? That's the normal structure. There's going to be a lot of, twists and turns, but that's basically the generic gameplay loop. However, in the final chapter, you just fight Oda for the whole time. 6 times. So that is all I'm gonna say there. But that fight, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see when it's animated, and when you get to play it, not just animated. But that's enough there. I think
you're dropping gems, man.
Yeah, we're dropping gems.
Everyone's
you got to know Peak. So
yeah.
I think before we move over to the Q&A section, to the all that aspect, and the final ends off of the stream, you guys want to see something special, right? You guys want to see.
Time.
I think it's time. Because
I think it definitely is time.
There's a lot of characters in this game that haven't been viewed yet.
I'm saying it's time, even though I don't know what this is about. But it's time.
It's time. There's a lot of characters in this game that haven't been shown yet, and of which we are referring to the boss lineup in Yasuke as a whole. And now this is the little extra special thing that I want to show you guys, because unfortunately we weren't able to drop the demo today. This would have been in the demo build, but you guys get a little extra special preview. So, I mean, there's no more wasting time. We may as well go straight into it, right? I think it's gonna be delayed for you guys, so I'm gonna mute obviously on our end, so you guys will see it via stream. I have already checked. Audio is there off rip. But yes, let's do it.
Here to discuss exactly who we're after. The Lost.
I'm resetting. There's a little bit of a delay there. I want to make sure you guys see it properly. Okay.
I've gathered you all here to discuss exactly who we're after. The Lost Descendant. Otherwise known as Tanaka Yasuke. He seems to be plotting an uprising against myself and the Oda family. Oh, how naive he is. Don't be fooled by his look of inexperience. From the Yasuke I once knew, he can be a significant foe. I'm assigning each of you to a district. All the guards in said district are yours to command. If you'd like to bring your own, that's fine by me. As long as you stop Yasuke, or kill him before he gets here.
If you'd all follow me this way, please. I'll make Yasuke kneel before me. Then beg for mercy.
If you're looking for blood, let me go first.
Now this is a kind of power I ain't never experienced before. God bless you, it's so...
Can we make this quick? You know I don't want to be here any longer than I have to, Nobusora.
I was getting ready to drop a single, but if I gotta drop a head first, that's calm still.
I've been muted this whole time. Oh my gosh.
No, I've been. Have you?
On the stream.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Well, now if we go here, here is the lineup, so you can see. Gotta let that silence sit and hang in the air. That's thinking. But yes.
Epic silence.
This is our lineup. Will Robo 9K hit us with a mic? I cannot say. Perhaps he may, perhaps he might not. Oh my gosh, that is a crazy guy. Nathan. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
So
we knew it was gonna get unhinged. We didn't expect this kind of unhinged.
Yeah,
that's your family, man.
Hey man, Nathan.
That is your family.
He's moving a little crazy, man.
The things that Yasuke does to us.
The things it does. But yes, we have Hisaya, Kenny, Vasilia, Robo 9K, and Masika. Lakers in 5. This is prime football team. Football, basketball,
Kenny with the weed cigar.
Yeah. Why is he pulling the baby part? Literally.
That's so funny. He literally is.
In terms of their characters, I'll give you just a little tease as to their personalities, the sort of things you can expect. Let's start going from left to right. Hisaya, you're gonna be scared when you play his chapter. That's all. That's it. I'll leave it at that. You're gonna be scared when you play his chapter. Kenny, we already know Kenny fucking Lawrence. You know, there's not much else to say than the GOAT himself. We of course got Vasilia. She's kind of power hungry. She wants to keep fighting. That's all she wants. Robo 9K. He's gonna be a favorite. He's already a favorite in the dev team. He's gonna be slightly fourth wall breaking as well. There's a little bit of
oh my god.
There's a little bit of stuff
Chat
there.
needs to calm down.
Yeah, you know.
Step on me, Vasilia.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
And then we got Masika over there as well. Masika's
kind of,
yep. Marshall, since day one, because I need you guys to realize these characters have been written and concepted since 2021, 2022. I'm only now really able to show it because you know me, I'm all about presentation. I want it to be the right moment that we show. I don't want to just throw a PNG away or something. So yes, you know, this is the boss lineup that you're gonna deal with. They're an interesting bunch and a very memorable bunch. So I think now I'll leave the screen up with this. So you guys, he's gonna be the DJ D-Rec of this game, calling it now. Hey, I want everyone's theories, everyone's ideas to flourish, man. I want to hear everything of what you guys think is in store. And obviously the main case in point, we're gonna need you guys to keep supporting the game, keep talking about the game, sharing it. That is what allows us to continue it further. All right, speaking to you guys from developer to audience, as an indie developer to the audience, the one thing that the publishers, the investors, that they want to know is that people love the game, that people will play the game. So let them know that you love the game. Let them know that you're playing the game, that you will play the game, and then we're gonna be able to finish stuff off, you know. The Lost Descendant was the friends we made along the way. We also saw chat, don't let Dial distract us from Oda's immaculate glow up. That is true. Oda has had he's had his glow.
Quite a change from the last video you had of him.
Yeah.
This is my first view of Oda as well, like since the last video that you had.
That is
so
true.
That's a surprise to me as well.
Yeah, Oda.
That was a change.
He's a grown man now. But nah, Nobusura, he's still just as mentally unhinged. Nothing's changed on that front. But his model, yeah, great. The arts again.
We still gotta
go on.
We still gotta show the second best girl, Aina.
Yep, Aina, that is true. To which, to be fair, Aina's been shown in promo arts, so.
Yeah, but it's not the same. You know this.
It's not. That is true. It's not the same. Second, but Oda more like, oh damn, pretty yet incredibly ill. Oh my gosh. But yep, early Zuko versus
Early Zuko versus
Real.
That's real. So yeah, there is that fun fact which is kind of thrown out there. It's not really it isn't a spoiler. I'll say that right now. When I wrote Oda's storyline, I had not watched Avatar: The Last Airbender at all. So I've seen people always talk about it. People this. Now whenever I talk to people about Oda's storyline, everyone said Zuko, and I was like, I haven't. What is that? Is that Zuko? Anyways, but yeah, it's definitely not just that though. There's a lot to Oda's story. There's a lot.
Hey, now hold on! Don't disrespect his cut now. Don't say that.
Fallout Boy.
Don't disrespect either Zuko or Oda.
Yeah, facts. Okay, so a few last things before we move over to the Q&As, because there's a lot of questions I know you guys want to answer. We were showing design sheets. Do you guys want to see maybe one more? Maybe you guys want to see Oda's, why he's got such a glow up. Is that something that may be in the cards, what people are looking for? Let's see what chat says.
I'd like to see it. Yeah, I see somebody in the chat just said
that. Yeah, oh my god, yeah, of course. Like, bro, it's happening. When he was a young boy, his father took him into the
I know who that is, and I'm going to say I'm disappointed but not surprised.
Is Oda after Yasuke because he was his barber or something? Hey man, leave Oda's cut alone. He got his shit, man. Okay, you guys want to see him? You said show him. You guys aren't getting them all. You're not getting all of them. But you can see Oda's tweaking self. I had to close the screen real quick. But here you go. Here's some of the design ideas and the design sheets for getting Oda's new model into play. I know the stream's going to take a little second to showcase it and go through. I'm going to say this right now. When we do end up, our full game, because we want to have an art book. Our art book is going to be stacked. Our art book is going to be stacked from all the renditions of the different characters' designs to all the different NPCs to the it goes in depth. Even Oda's metal arm has a reference sheet, of course. There's just so much that goes into play here. But I'll let you guys see it real quick, because I know it's switching.
Get that A-grade crash out.
Yeah, that laugh looks like Baraka from Mortal Kombat, honestly.
Wood is crazy. Damn, he's beautiful. This is I mean, I can't say it's not the reaction I was expecting. But
these as reaction emojis. No.
They would actually be perfect reaction emojis. I can't even lie. He wanted I need the goth girlfriend to notice me, and Yasuke said, "Say no more." That was what happened in the barber chair. Okay, okay. So that middle image is doing something to you. Hey, I was gonna say something, but that can be interpreted in a different way. Because I was gonna say Oda will be doing something to you, but I meant that in like a violence way. But that. Anyways, moving on.
No, some of them they won't take it out. Yeah. Let's move on.
So. Now let's talk. Why would you guys say Wood? He looks like the type of guy that would kill your whole family. I mean, you got the nail in the cover right there. That might be our goat. I shouldn't say goat after that. But anyways, let's move on to the Q&As. A lot of the questions I saw that you guys had. I'm curious. Throw them in now so we can start answering them. And whilst they answer that too, or ask those, Zeno, what's been your thoughts as you've seen more of the behind the scenes with the Yasuke development, the lineup of the bosses, everything like that?
Yeah, there's so much that goes into it. I only conceive things through like my limited point of view with the trailers and whatever things you guys post online, but seeing how much detail goes into the scenery and the character designs and the art and the expressions, and you like this is just a full expression of his face, and then you said his arm has a whole reference sheet, and then I'm sure his clothes have a reference sheet, and you have to transfer all that into from art into translating that into putting it into the game, and so everything from the combat to the UIs is really, really I'm just like, man, I can't wait to play this myself. I'm very excited. So, and I'm really inspired, like hearing you all talk about it, how passionate you guys are about everything, and how excited you guys are to get this into people's hands.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. And yes, this is a storyline that I can't wait for you guys to play it. Genuinely, I've been, you know, when like you have that information that you can't tell someone. That is the epitome of being a game dev, because this in-depth storyline that I've written, I just have to keep it to myself. People will ask questions. I'm like, I really want to answer that, but you gotta experience it in the story.
Right.
Doll,
Yeah.
I got a question for you. This is more of a. Okay, so I've been with you since 2022. You know, obviously one of the earlier voice actors. How hard was it for you to go from Unity to Unreal?
Oh, don't even get me started on that, man. That was because at that point, with the people we had in the team as well, like those of us who were there, none of us used Unreal. None of it. Like, I think one person may have touched it a couple times, so we all had to learn Unreal at the same time while still making the game, because we had to run off the funding that we had gotten prior with the small investments and such. So it was a struggle. It was a struggle. A lot of just sleepless nights of researching. How do you do this? The amount of breaking that took place. Oh my gosh. There is a canon event that we actually have in the dev team called Please Don't Break. And essentially, those on my Twitter may have seen some of these posts I've been making. But essentially, there was a day where one of our... No, I'm a name calling because it happens. It happens. He's obviously a manager for the studio and also a level designer too. Milo, alright? There was a day where he pushed something, a level design that he was doing, cooking up. Cool. The push of the project files was please don't break. And now, to all of our concern, why does this file have plus 20 files, minus 4,000? So we were thinking, what's taking place here? And he was like, I didn't remove anything. I don't know why. So that night, we had to get everyone who uses Unreal Engine, and we were up until like 4 or 5 a.m. Obviously, everyone's on different time zones as well, trying to fix the game because the entire game broke. So that was a fun night. And since then, every time we upload our pushes to the system, to our Git commits and all that, we have our actual proper naming system, like, oh, health bar change, whichever. Occasional times it may just be a word that says like added sound, please don't break. It's as simple as that. So yeah, the conversion to Unreal has definitely been a struggle, but now we're getting the hang of it, and we're much better with it here than we were with Unity prior. So here's my answer for that question. Let's go through with some of the questions I've been getting asked, or we've been getting asked in the chat. So let's see. I'm seeing a lot of I can fix hims from stuff.
Now check Discord.
Check Discord. Sure thing. 1 second. Oh yes. Actually, before we do the Q&A, let's do the fan arts. Okay. So, for those people who have drawn the fan art stuff, what hashtag should we use for people to post them right now? Hashtag Yasuke.
Yasuke fan art?
Yeah, it could just be that. Hashtag Yasuke fan art. That's the hashtag. So those who have done it, you can start posting it now. Or if you're in the Discord as well, you can post that too. And then we'll start to get them there. Zeno, I know you've drawn yours. So
yes.
Let's see
let's showcase this one.
Yep.
Of course. Well, where do I put it?
You can put it in the Discord, and I'll show it on screen.
Okay. Since it's in the Chiz app, but should I put it somewhere else in Discord?
Our group chat works fine. Just
He already sent it.
He already.
Oh wait, you did? Oh, you did. I missed
done.
it. My bad. My
Yeah,
bad.
you've been looking at Discord this whole time.
I got both my screens. I got all my stuff. Like, there's a lot going on here. So we got the caution, the kid caution. This is what we like to see. These are the sort of designs we like to see.
I like this hashtag Yardske.
Yardske? That, you know what? Yes, we're going with that. Hashtag Yardske. We're going with that. See, this is the type of renditions we're trying to see with people's characters. So now I'm curious, for those who have done theirs, who else has been able to pose? Oh, find out section. I'll ask my wait to ask my other two questions. Yatsuke. Yep. Okay.
I meant to say it when you sent it in the chat, but I love the suspenders, dog. I might
Yes.
I might gotta put that on the design, low-key.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. The thing with Yasuke characters, they gotta have drip, man. That's the most important part.
Yeah. I was like, yo, I looked up like techwear.
If you guys are in the Yasuke, in the Dalian Studios Discord, put it in the art appreciation.
Yes.
Underneath showcase for us to be able to see as well.
See, I gave him the hat, right? I feel like the hat was supposed to be. Let me just walk you through my process here. You know, somebody said earlier, which I also agree with it. I kind of wanted him to sort of be a little bit of an antithesis to Yasuke. So anything that Yasuke had, I wanted to sort of do the opposite. You know, he's got his hair up in a little bun. I put it down. I gave him these two little long dreadlocks here. I gave him a hoodie, you know, a nice little hoodie. And those are supposed to be the purple lines. You see the little details there. And then like these like, so like kind of like, you know, like Yasuke seems like he's kind of this fusion of technology and like African sort of fashion sensibilities. And I'm trying to give him, if Yasuke is like Miles Morales from Spider-Verse, this is Miles G. Morales, right? Like the Prowler from the other Earth.
See the vision.
And, you know, so I gave him these like little tech wear pants with the suspenders, right? And Yasuke's got these cool, like kind of samurai-esque, the closed toe sandal type deal. So I gave him a pair of futuristic sneaks, you know what I'm saying? They're two different sizes clearly on here because I can't draw. But, you know, that was my thought process. He's got a sword right there.
Of course.
I don't know what that sword does, but he's got a sword.
He's got a sword. That's what matters most. We have our first submission from Sky. So let me go ahead and bring this up.
Posting Zeno out there.
We start off with the first, of course. Caution Hawk. How do we merge the word caution with hawks? Hawkshin?
Caution.
Caution?
Wow, I'm glad I didn't say the other thing I was going to say. Was it Hawkson? Oh my gosh, yeah, like Hawkson. That's so funny. It's just a recolor.
Hey, that works.
There it is.
The Dalian Studios Discord, that's where you can put it, because I'm seeing some people ask. Is there a time limit? We had started it on at the start of the stream, so people to be drawing in the background, and then now it's the time to post, because, you know, we can't have Zeno all night as much as we want to. So
which I'd love to.
Exactly. So this is now the time where we were to do the and I mean, to be fair, even if we don't go through all of it now, Zeno is in this Discord, so he can still see them too.
I can still see them.
Exactly. So join the Dalian Studios Discord if you're not in there already, and be able to, you know, post this stuff, go through, talk with the people here. So
Doll, do you mind one of us putting out a temporary link? Because for some reason I can't get it through the browser right now.
Oh yeah, go ahead. And also, let me also put Yasuke. We have our website. Very lets you go to the game, lets you go to all of our socials, and I'm about to put it in chat, but it's just yasuke.dev. So that should also have a Discord link too. But there you go. My mic is oh no, it's because it fell a second ago, and I was trying to fix it in the background. Hold on, bear with me. I saw someone say, really posting that on Oda's internet. Yeah, man. Oda, you know, it doesn't matter. We're gonna take it over. Mike Sushika, you know, gets like that. So
I also put the little the Steam link so you guys can wish list it. So when we do have more stuff out there, you guys will see it.
Exactly. You guys will know, and especially when the demo has dropped. So, yeah, I know some people are only gonna start drawing the fan art stuff now, which again, it was, what do you think Zeno's Kashin character may look like? So because of time, we'll let you guys cook with that. You can start posting them if you want to post it on like Twitter and such. Hashtag Yardske, was it? Hashtag
Yardske.
Yeah.
Tag me in it.
Yeah. Tag Zeno as well. Tag
comment on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
comment
also
on
in
it.
Discord
Talk about it.
Precisely. So before we move over to the Q&A, I guess, is there any last things you might want to say, Zeno? You know, as to a wrap up with everything that's taken place.
Yeah, man. I just thank you guys for like having me. Like, this is super cool. Thank you for inviting me to celebrate this demo launch with you guys. Even though the demo's not technically coming out today, it's coming out very soon.
Yes.
And so I appreciate having me to celebrate this with you. I'm so behind this game and everything, and I just, you know, man, Godspeed and all the blessings and developing it and getting it and seeing it through completion and out the door. And do not hesitate to reach out to me and let me know if there's anything I can do to help make this as successful as possible.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it a lot. I appreciate you being here and being part of the cast now. We welcome you with open arms.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we have had so much trouble locking you down because I'm terrible.
Scheduling happens, man.
You I think you wanted me to read it for Nobu Sora.
No, it was Yuki before.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay. Yeah, Yuki, and then someone else. And now I'm glad we like locked.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
it got to the point where it was an inside joke between me and Del.
We were like, is Zeno gonna be able to be a character this time? Let's find out.
So my bad, y'all, but I appreciate your patience.
Hey, it's all good, man. But genuinely, hope you have a nice rest of your night. For everyone in here,
thank you, y'all as well.
The Q&As. Everyone say bye to Zeno. Everyone say bye.
Bye, y'all.
Let him go do stuff. Bye. So yeah, that's that is now that. Let me go ahead and switch us over to the main menu so you guys can just hear a little bit of music in the background whilst we still go through the Q&As. I'll scroll back up to all the questions we had before. So let's see. Will you make your own creation of games? By that, I'm assuming you mean like IPs that, you know, I don't own, like, you know, animes or things like that. I have a lot of game design documents for a lot of IPs that I want to work on. From Spider-Man to, as I mentioned before, Demon Slayer, JoJo, JJK too. There's quite a few. If I ever had the chance, I would wanna. I have some ideas, some cool stuff. Let's see. I have 3 questions actually, though YouTube's limit will make it complicated. I will come back to that when you bring down the questions where I see it further later down. Next question we had was, I saw Coleman say I can't wait for fan art of them kissing. I'm curious as to who Coleman was referring to at the time. I'm assuming it has something to do with Oda.
There was a question earlier about guess this is too soon to ask, but will the game be the start of a new IP, or will this be a self-contained game? Would love to see a big post-launch support to make it the best version of itself if possible.
Okay. I'm going to word this in a very specific way. One of my favorite mangakas is Isayama, for the mindset of doing the ending first, so that the timeline, there's no inconsistencies, there's no plot holes, there's no, you know, things like that. With that in mind, if you look on Steam, on our Steam page, and you scroll down, there's a item that it says there about franchise, and you'll see the franchise, or the title, the word that's there is. That's all I'm gonna say. So moving on to the next question. Okay, will your future projects be hack and slash games? No, actually. There are all the different IPs that I had mentioned that I would want to work on, or just games in general. Different types of game genres, different types of ways of of course they're all like action oriented. But yeah, that's kind of like the basis there. Can you replay missions in the main menu? There's something I want to say, but I cannot say, so I'm gonna leave that question because that's spoiler for game development, not spoiler for story. I'm curious, will we be able to get all the lore from just playing through the game, or we have collectible docs and stuff that will explain more to us? That is an excellent question. There is, like, the main storyline is gonna get through a majority of what's to take place, you know, the things that you need to know, the main core points. However, this has been a running joke inside the studio a lot, and especially when I talk about story stuff with Marshall when I'm concepting away. I don't know if you guys, I think it's is it Pacific Rim, that one image of the guy in front of the whiteboard and there's like a bunch of sticky notes and red lines and all sorts of stuff and he looks crazy? That's me in front of the Yasuke story. There's a lot of small fine-tuned parts, little drops of like, oh, this character's gonna say this line here because it's gonna tie back to 2 chapters ago when this happened, and you see, so like there's a lot of minute things in that aspect where I feel like a crazy person at times. Continuing forward, where were we with the questions? Questions about the source code related stuff. I gotta keep hush hush. I can't speak about everything with where the game is at the moment, so yes. I need to know if Yasuke will have different options for outfits because his main fit is already drippy, but I'd like to see him rock different outfits as well. The most I can say is that, I mean, there's the jacket, which is in a lot of promo. He's currently not wearing it, which goes on to the case that you will not be playing the exact same design of Tanaka the whole time. So that's all that there. My first question, I think it's obvious to answer, but since there are a lot of games doing that too, do you plan to launch the game in early access, or do you guys plan to launch the full game directly? It will be the full game because this is a story game, and like, again, this is a character action, but it's a story game. So as much as we'll probably have like a more updated demo. When we get to full game development, we'll probably have like a more updated demo. However, in terms of doing an early access where it's like a small stuff, now we want to do full launch at once. Is it game dev if your entire game doesn't break at least once? Yep. How many gigabytes does Vitra have? Is Mia a playable character at any point? What does the writing symbols in Yasuke's clothing? Okay, good 3 questions. How many gigabytes does Vitra have? He's on them terabytes. He got, like, for this VR training sim, he needs a lot of space. What's bigger than a terabyte? A petabyte? Something like that? I don't know.
Like in the future, they'd make some new type of byte or something.
Yeah, it's got to be high powered at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. Then is Mia a playable character at any point?
Wait and see.
What does the writing symbols in Yasuke's clothing mean? So on his sword and on his jacket, which his jacket isn't showcased here as well. And I think, no, the one on his like extra cloth on his legs is something else. His sword and his jacket say Yasuke, Tanaka on one bit and then Yasuke on another bit. The clothing, like his little extra skirt thing area, plus the shoes on the back of his shoes say Saiko, Saiko, which is one of our clothing brands that we created for the game. Was using Unreal for the stylized look of the game harder than Unity? Yes and no, because there's some things that Unity is able to do a lot easier in Unreal, but for the most part we're able to have a lot more customizability and being able to make it look much prettier in Unreal. But there's a few core things that we're trying to do that is going to require us to actually edit the engine itself and kind of create some custom things. So that will be stuff we do later down the line. Will there be a little training mode for this game like the Void and Devil May Cry? Yeah, the VR training sim. That's gonna be a little training area. So again, this is the VR training sims look, as of what we're seeing right now, is what Tanaka made for the crowd, people to be hyped over him, so on and so forth. That does not mean it's gonna look like this the entire time. That is all I'll say there. Do you have a character that's like Kenpachi in a way? I have not watched Bleach. That's Kenpachi's from Bleach, right? If I recall correctly.
I think so. I haven't watched Bleach either, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, Marshall, you haven't watched Bleach either, have you? Yeah. He's not here. He ain't even here.
Fortnite. Y'all thinking already of these characters being in Fortnite, being in Final Fantasy. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I would love to see Mia's clothing in Final Fantasy because I love the modding community there. But y'all just planning way ahead.
Yeah, hey man, this is what we love to see. See, I had a okay, I don't know if like how we kind of consider this, but I will say there are ties and networking that we have within the studio that could lead us towards Fortnite. Now, this is the thing though. I always said, I was like, we're not going to move forward with even trying that until Yasuke's out, because Yasuke needs to be part of his game first before Fortnite, or if we even try. Now, when the demo's out, that's a thought I didn't think about. We'll see. Who knows? We might gotta try something. And then last and most important question: does Robo 9K have dreads? He does not. He just has a smooth basketball head with his Robo Chrome. So yeah, but he wears his bucket hat, which you saw him, dripped out with. Continuing on, is there going to be physical copies of the game? We do want to have physical copies, so fingers crossed. Then, will Yasuke ever have a spider fighting mode? I noticed Yasuke has a purple aura in his base form. Does that mean you can aura farm? Can you change stance while being attacked? You can change stance whilst attacking. When you're being attacked, it kind of doesn't, like, yes, you can technically change stance, but, it's going to be universal about you getting hit. In terms of a spider fighting mode, no, he does not. Tanaka is the king of the jungle. He has lion, cheetah, and rhino. And in terms of aura farm, I mean, look at the main menu. Tanaka's aura farming right now. So,
got a few people asking, when is the the OST coming out?
Yep, that was actually the next question I just saw as well. Is OST going to be available at launch? So, I'm not going to say when, but I will say that I want to release for all you guys all the OST that you've heard so far in like the first batch, so you'll get to use here, listen to that, and then obviously when we get towards the full game, there's gonna be don't even get me started on the music of this game, because as you can hear with my brother being on vocals, our producer Twist, absolutely amazing in what he does. To actually nail down on the music a bit more, as we got to showcase some of the other characters finally. As I mentioned, with the type of countries and cultures that we're introducing as well. Afrobeats is our main music genre. However, that goes even further, that with the characters, like the main characters who are from different countries, we take the culture and the country's ideology with how they do their music, whether it's certain instrumentation, whether it's certain rhythms they use, and we mix that into the Afrobeats for their theme to make it a new sound in itself. We've done it with Oda, we've done it with Mia, and there's quite a few more that's going to happen as well. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. And our roster of the song artists we have so far are amazing. These guys are cooking. So yeah, it's gonna be great when you guys get to hear that as well. Moving forward to some of the other questions. Any advice on how to design a cool sword? Design sword and make cool. Marsha, how'd you wait, when did we come up with Yasuke's sword? I'm trying to think. How did we?
I Was I even the one that made that?
I don't think you were. No, was it my
I
brother?
don't think that was me.
I think that was my brother, actually. Because...
I think he helped with the totem. I don't... I know, he probably did help with the whole sword.
Because the idea with the sword, Yasuke has cut-in sections with his sword, like holes and such. And the reason for that is he's going to be able to snag other people's sword in those sections, so he can kind of like hold them in place, or, you know, things like that. So it's for not just for cool factor, but for also usage as well. So let's see, is Robo 9K gonna drop a diss track on Yasuke in his section of the game? Yeah, you know, I'm just saying, like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. NBA Street. This is not a question. Oh, go on, Eva.
Oh, I saw one. Maybe a little too early, but do you plan to translate to other languages? See, I do speak Spanish and falo portuguese, so I do speak the actual Brazilian that Mia would know as well.
Yeah,
so if we ever get there, I would love to do that too.
Exactly. And that is part of something that I would love to do as well when we're later down the line, because we have a lot of companies that want to help with localization on the game, that want to take us to the different like countries of the world that can speak the text, everything. So if we can get to that point, I would love to do localization so we can include as many different ways that people can experience Yasuke, because this is a storyline that I don't want anyone to miss. So yep. Oh, I saw Joe's message. Joey is one of our animators from earlier. He had said he had to leave, but Yasuke has been an incredible ride ever since he heard about it. The fact that it's made it this far has been truly mind-blowing. Congratulations for everything. And thank you, Joey, for being a part of it. And same to every one of the other devs that have been in the chat. I've seen Eduardo, I've seen Cryptic, I've seen Corwin, I've seen Ron. Was anyone else? I'm not sure if I saw the others there. Maybe. I know they're probably watching silently. And then, of course, Marshall, you messaged, but we're going to pretend.
Wow. Wow. It's like the song. You already threatened to fire me like 15 times. I
Whoa, I know what you're talking about, man. I don't know what you're talking about, man. So, continuing on with more of the questions. Let's see. Will we have a battle tower mode similar to the Colosseum in Kingdom Hearts? Cannot explain to some of the other game modes that we will have, that we may have.
Slip of the tongue? Slip of the tongue.
That we may have. Okay. Will the game have dynamic music during battles? I've always thought that dynamic music for fights are awesome.
That's
like how
funny.
it was. Should we say what makes one of the scenes with that last chapter, Marshall? Should I say it?
Nah, not yet. It's a little too early.
You're right.
But it's funny that this happens today of all days.
Yeah, it is funny that I could ask them. Okay. Moving on.
Your brother's got some. He's like not asking anymore, demanding me a reference sheet now.
Yeah, that's my cousin Nathan, man. He's doing something else. Okay, now let's see what other. The anime influence is clear, but will the game add twist formula, like avoid those lame shonen BS tropes that make them too sad? Yes, absolutely. That's one of my most annoying things. Is the annoying. You can see the tropes that are coming of like, oh, this character's doing this, oh, this character's no. I've said this a lot publicly, but like, I know right now Yasuke seems like, oh, happy-go-lucky shonen anime game, yeah, woohoo. Oh, you guys are in for a ride. You guys are in for a story of your life. So, yes, will we get some form of co-op? As of now, no, there are no plans for any co-op mode. What animal is on Yasuke's sword? Is there any reason you chose that one instead of the other animal? That is a rendition of a cheetah, but a bit mixed with some other things, but I can't say as to why. When our Tanaka 11's dropping, and if I get the Ultimate Edition of the game, do I get them with it? You know what? Yeah, let's make it happen. Yasuke and Smash.
The shoes is Fortnite kicks, yo.
Hold on.
Honestly,
now we might be
I would
split.
definitely, yep.
Those might be the first Fortnite kicks I buy. Outside of the sword throw, is there any other projectile attacks like projectile slashes, secondary weapons, or throwable weapons? What does Odegaard 33 family think of their line of work? Okay. In terms of the type of attacks, slashes, and so on, I mentioned this before, and this is all I'll say to reiterate. There is a skill tree. I'm leaving it there. Who does Yasuke's... Oh, and about the Odegaard 33, go listen to our podcast. Then you'll hear that what they thought of it. Who does Yasuke's hair? Yasuke's hair. That's a good question. I think
that'd be more of a Miss Jada thing.
Yeah, like maybe either Miss Jada or his mom. Yeah. We just name drop someone. Hey, well now you guys know. Anywho's side characters anyway, but.
Oh no! All side characters are important. Okay,
they are very important. Let me not put disrespect to anyone like that. If you're idling the main menu long enough, does it roll an opening like Storm 4? For the full game, we do want to have like a full opening and so on and so forth. And this, like, again, this main menu is just the demo main menu. We want to do a lot more for the full game main menu too. Continuing forward, my live chat is showing some of the questions when we were playing the game. I won't ask about your playable characters, but I'm curious if you can tell us if you're thinking of the idea. Oh, so like thinking of the character, especially if you plan to add new characters to the story. Every single character that's in Yasuke has already been written and idealized, and like not everyone has their designs, but they'll have like their design ideas in mind. So just their reference sheet hasn't been done yet. But in terms of how do we build like who a Yasuke character is, well, there are a few important figures that share surnames with people from ancient time ago. If you do your research in history for all of our characters released so far, and those back then related to that, well, maybe you just got to check in. As for others, I don't know, it kind of just like, oh, see, it's been so long since they've been created that the idea of how they were created was like, it just happened. Like, when you just know, like, the story's being built, you got the base idea, because the storyline of what the game originally was going to be has changed a lot, there is that, but as it started to be refined as to, okay, this is the story, and this goes back to what I was saying about writing the ending first, then it's starting to be like, okay, now I know how we're going from point A to B, or no, now we're going to point A to B, how do we get there? And that's what the fill-in point is. So that's kind of just like the premise and characters. Again, going back to the cultures, is what country do we want to try and represent with this character? Okay, what sort of things do they have from that place? Where can we kind of play on that culture and so on and so forth? And that's where a lot of those things have come through with creating characters. If you have anything you may want to say as well on that, Marshall, being the character concept artist.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Mm-hmm. He's cooking. He might be cooking something. Whilst we wait, I shall answer another question. Is there an option to customize controller bindings? Yes, there is. Both controller and PC, you can customize whatever buttons you want to use. Steam beta, yep, that is going to be out once we have it all finalized. It really was supposed to be tonight, and I'm so sorry, but things happen. Game dev moments happen. Jada and Mom, I heard the word Mom. Oh yeah, I don't know if this is answered, but will there be a version of the podcast in the game? That is a great question.
That is something.
So, funnily enough, one of the questions that got asked in the podcast was, would the Oda siblings ever agree to do the podcast in universe? And the immediate answer from everyone was no.
Yep.
That was that.
Yeah. And if you haven't, go check it out. It's already out. You'll hear a lot more.
Exactly. You're going to hear it. We actually have episode 2 on the way. It's already been recorded, so it's coming somewhat soon. And to let you guys in on a little secret, because we already mentioned in the podcast that we want to bring a new Yasuke character in each time, Kenny's gonna be in the next one. So, you're gonna get to enjoy Kenny fucking Lawrence. And welcome back, hello. Yasuke has a mom. I thought she was dead. Come on, guys. This isn't your typical.
This ain't Disney.
Like, this ain't your typical story. Oh, parents dead. Oh, like, is he not allowed to have a loving mother? Come on, gosh. Will the traversal, combat, etc. be tied in with the narrative? Something like Ghost of Tsushima and the Ghost Dance scene would be rad to see the style meter have an in-world explanation. Oh, that is another great question. There's been things I've tried to see what we can tie in as much as we can, but I would never want to like push it too far where it feels like you're forcing it. So that's kind of the most I'll say there. But now that I think about it, visually the style meter kind of does link to something, so there is that. It came to him in a dream. I'm glad we're getting physical copies of the game. Yep. So what, obviously in the future when we can have that happen. So when Yasuke goes into Vitu's world, is he just wearing a headset or is he actually in there VR? I won't say it's a headset, but his body is outside in the consciousness, but mentally he is in here. That's what the VR training sim is there. Will there be different action set pieces besides what we have? Skydiving, rail grinding. Well, rail grinding, yeah, was shown. Unless you mean those are the ones you have seen. In that case, there are a couple more types of movement, but that's all I can say there. We'll leave it at that. I know I said I would only make 3 questions, but I need to know about this too. Was someone playing Balacho during the stream? I don't think so. Why did you say that? I'm guessing there was a sound effect or something that sounded similar. Oh no, Kenny in the next episode of The Outcast. I can already hear the racism from a mile away.
Oh no.
Leave Kenny alone. I think, hopefully I didn't miss any of the questions that we had gotten before. If there's any question I missed, please let me know. Was there any that you may have seen, Eva, that I may have?
No, I'm pretty sure a lot of them were already answered.
Okay. Well.
Oh, who does? Yeah.
That comment is crazy.
Oh, yeah, that comment was crazy.
Uncle Ruckus.
Oh, God, Uncle Ruckus. There was a question earlier about like when you are in idle, does the hair stop moving or does it stay moving the whole time?
It stays moving. The hair gotta keep moving. You know, the wind, the aura that's being farmed. Tanaka spawns wind with him. You know, there's just aura that has to be farmed. So we can see that. How are the dynamics between Yasuke and the bosses? I'm sure they aren't typical untouchable pure evil goons. Will Yasuke talk back, play them, even roast them like what Dante does? That is a great question. I 10 out of 10 question there, because we can talk about our bosses a bit more, but obviously without, you know, spoiling too much. Let's go back to the screen with the boss so you guys can see. But those who missed, of course, you know, to see the boss that we got come up. So each of these bosses are very unique in personality. They are I don't know how to explain it because they're such. Marshall, are you able to help me out here in explaining this? Because I'm like, how do you explain what they are, bro?
We already said before that they are the, not N, not A, the all-star lineup.
Yeah.
Shaquille, Kobe, LeBron, that's good, man.
That is
you will
that.
never see any better group of villains in fiction. The Akatsuki, get them out of here, man. Bro, they ain't even a group, which is funny. They're not even a group. They're their own separate entities, but they just got so much collective aura that
they do. And I'm gonna love when you guys get to fight him. Robo 9K's power pose is so good. That's one of our favorites.
It is.
That's one of our favorite deckers. Yeah. In terms of going back to the dynamics between the bosses, okay, again, Hisaya, there is going to be a very pivotal part to Tanaka's character progression during that chapter, so that's all I can say on that front. Kenny is I don't know if you want to consider
Kenny is his own special entity.
Yeah.
Honestly, like Vasilia gives me the most Emma Frost vibes.
Yeah. Yeah, which bothers me.
which is, I'm looking at it and I'm like, that should be blue. Why is it not blue? Why is it purple?
And it gets me because I'm like, bro, I drew Vasilia's original design back in 2022. She was one of the first. And I was like, this is it. We've locked it in and it hasn't changed since, other than small slight tweak of something. But other than that, it's been the same. And then Emma Frost comes out and it's like, oh, well, this is a bit awkward. But yes, so that there's that. Kenny, you know, he's, whether you want to consider him racist or not, that's up to audience interpretation. We'll leave it there. Robo 9K, I said it before and I'll say it again. Everyone who knows about Robo 9K in the game, in terms of the lines he says, the things he does, the way he fights, he is going to be a fan favorite. He is going to be one of the most memorable characters from this game. And I can't wait for you guys to experience fighting him as well, because he's a jokester. As you can tell by his design, the most I'll say, he's a UK roadman robot who doesn't really believe he's a robot. And there's a lot of extra things that go in with that too. But yeah,
I'm just seeing this whole Ginyu style team pose, and I'm thinking, no, there's more than enough to do the Sailor Moon poses.
That's true.
The Sailor Scouts, the entirety of them.
That's true. And then Masika, yeah, as Marshall's favorite character since the day she was birthed. That she is, if I had to relate her to anyone for you to know in terms of personality, Raven from the Teen Titans from DC. That's the closest thing that I could give you.
The 2000s Raven, right? We're not talking Teen Titans Go. We're talking the early one, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Early Raven.
I'm sorry. I have a huge thing against Teen Titans Go.
That's understandable. I don't think it was that bad.
Not my Teen Titans.
Early Teen Titans Go was okay. They just started getting into some weird stuff.
Yeah.
Weird stuff. Yeah, no.
That is
2000s true. Teen Titans, that was peak.
Mm-hmm. So there's your little descriptors. But they are very much, they're not just pure evil goons. These are each characters with their personality, their stories, their reason why they're joining to fight with Oda, because Oda's brought these people along. He wants them to stop Yasuke, but they all have their different reasons and motives that they're doing this. But to them, they're like, hey, alright, I see you, like, I got my district, I got my zone, I ain't gotta worry about you guys. I'm gonna just do me, and when Yasuke comes to me, then we'll fight. And, you know, that's kind of the situation there. But you'll see, and in terms of Yasuke and Tanaka's dialogue back, Tanaka he will talk back. Tanaka talks his shit. Even in our in one of our prior trailers, I think it was the 2022 trailer, which is when we introduced Kenny. We have Kenny's speech. That is when this is the intro to his boss fight, the speech that he says. And in that said speech, he's going on about his patriotism, and he's saying, all rise for those, Kenny fucking Lawrence. And the first thing Tanaka says is that a name we're supposed to know? Or, you know, things like that. Like, he's going to his talker shit back. So there is that, and there's your answers on that one. Will the story have
edge? I wanted you to run the voice lines back too.
Oh, yes, I will be doing that. Don't you worry. Will the story have edgy moments? Yes. Yes, it will. This goes back to what I was saying with everything that's been shown with Yasuke so far, in terms of, like, you know, there's not been any blood that's been shown at the moment. There's quite a lot in the game. It's going to be... There's a lot that takes place, and... it's quite the ride for a story. Then continuing forward, I really hope all the bosses are together at some point and hit Ginyu Force type team pose. Hey man, to be fair, I'll let you know this. this sequence that you're seeing, that you're hearing, I will say more than seeing, because obviously in the full game it's going to be fully developed a lot more. This is an actual sequence that takes place in the game. So there's your answer on that front. Moving forward, you got to give a challenge mission to fight them all at once, hands everywhere. Do you want him to die? Do you want Tanaka Yasuke to die? Because that's what it sounds like.
I think he's asking, like, is there going to be a reinforcement chapter, basically?
You literally
like,
just
rally the troops kind of thing.
So
you gotta have that epic Avenger-style showdown.
Literally that, exactly that. What can people do to show support? Literally, wishlist in the game, following our socials like our Twitter, our TikTok, our YouTube, being in the Discord. That's actually a big one as well. Just being able to collectively bring up all these numbers and letting, like, you know, engagement, comments, likes, all of that is what the publishers and investors want to see. For us to be able to go up to them right now even and say, hey, we have 10K wish lists. People want the game. So that's the sort of stuff that we got to show them. So keep doing that. Let the people know. Let more people. Let your friends know. Let your friends' friends know. Let your friends' dogs, uncles, neighbors, doctor know. Everyone's got to know. To Wishlist Yasuke, follow our stuff and be ready for that. Hype moments and aura in game joke confirmed. Achievement even. Can we hear Robo 9K's line again? I ain't trying to glaze him, but his one line was cold. Again, that's our favorite one as well out of the lot. We love it. I will play it all in a second. Will there be QTEs? Yes, there are QTEs, of course. You think we're gonna do boss ending fights without QTEs?
Oh, bro. One of the scenes I've storyboarded so far was a QTE section.
Yes.
One of my favorite scenes in the game, man.
Oh my lord. Like, we watched that because obviously we then had to edit it to see it together in an animatic format. And we said, damn, we gotta do this multiple times and make each one better than the last. Like, yo, but yeah, so there's gonna be some very good moments with that. Let's see, can you deal with enemies and bosses in different ways? Hey, Tanaka, the way he fights, it's up to you how you want to build him as a person, as a fighter. The skill tree is going to be very important towards that. Someone was saying they were leaving, so I hope you enjoyed from when you were watching. I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing, what you did see. Press X to pay respects. I don't mean this on no weird shit, but I really want to see Kenny Lawrence without his top on, because I know that he built hella weird.
He looks like the Kingpin, all right? Leave it at that.
I want to point out, in that silhouette, his head's up. You're not supposed to see it like that.
Yeah. But funnily enough, as you say that, in the Yasuke Yapcast with Kenny, we actually have a conversation that refers to Kenny being topless. So that was something in itself. So get excited to hear that if you're interested for Kenny topless. QT confirms,
call it
yes.
the Kenny topless episode.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Hisayo. Yes, Hisayo is our character reference sheet artist and also UI design. He helps us with that too, and a bunch of other 2D art stuff. So him and Marshall here, these two are the GOATs. The reason why our characters look as great as they do, they look peak. You know, it is what it is. So yeah, that's a lot of the questions I'm seeing so far. I know people want to see the rundown of this again, so let's go let you guys see the bosses again.
I've gathered you all here to discuss exactly who we're after. The Lost Descendant, otherwise known as Tanaka Yasuke. He seems to be plotting an uprising against myself and the Oda family. Oh, how naive he is. Don't be fooled by his look of inexperience. From the Yasuke I once knew, he can be a significant foe. I'm assigning each of you to a district. All the guards in said district are yours to command. If you'd like to bring your own, that's fine by me. As long as you stop Yasuke. or kill him before he gets here.
If you'd all follow me this way, please. I'll make Yasuke kneel before me. Then beg for mercy.
If you're looking for blood, let me go first.
Now this is a kind of power I ain't never experienced before. God bless you, Iso.
Can we make this quick? You know I don't want to be here any longer than I have to, Nobusora.
I was getting ready to drop a single. But if I gotta drop a head first, that's calm still.
Yasuke indeed. And of course, so you guys can see every single person that's been a part of this game so far, because it has been the most amazing team that have helped build us to where we are at the moment. There's a lot of names, there's a lot of companies, there's a lot that's that is for the end of the demo, which you guys will see when you play it. But yes, that's calm still. Can I have Basilia and Robo 9K's numbers? Hey man, maybe we might gotta dash that around, let you guys
one of those is an IP address.
That's facts.
Yeah, that's the closest you're gonna get into a number is an IP address.
That is facts. So if people want to donate, where can they do that? That isn't actually something we had considered yet. There was a time that we're going to do a Kickstarter, but then we were like, because of the amount needed for this game, because this is a very ambitious and big game, because of the amount needed, we were like, it feels a bit more risky trying to do a crowdfund rather than investor hunt. We do, however, in the future want to open up a Patreon. That will be later, like in development, when we're either close to finishing the game or by the end of the, like when the game's out. That will just be so you can see some of the extra things, some so on and so forth, get some cool tidbits from the team, and yeah. So gotta give huge props to the VAs as well. Yes, every single VA killed it. If we go to the credits real quick so you guys can see the VAs, Chase Corbin as our Nobusora Oda, Eva here as our Mia, which you will experience in the demo. Alex Lee is Yuki, which, you know, you guys may have heard that in the past. Those who didn't know, now you know. But we had announced him back in 2022. He's one of the other main characters. Savvy is our Aina Oda, Nobusora's sister. Justice is our Kenny fucking Lawrence. Sky is our Masika. My brother Menashe is actually Robo 9K, for those who know, of course, over the music. You get the picture there. Emma, our Vasilia. Aiden, our Vitra, and Evan Michael Lee, our narrator, who you'll hear throughout the game. And there's more to be announced, there's more to be showcased, but this is all the voices that you've heard throughout the game so far. And myself, as much as I'm Tanaka Yasuke, I was also Hisaya. So yes, I am voicing 2 characters in this game. So there is that. How greedy. But yes, that is the voice acting cast as well. And of course, yeah, now you guys have 4 new characters. Actually, technically 6, because we showed the caution at the beginning as well. I beg you make sure the music set the tone for the scene of the story. Oh yes, absolutely. We make sure that all the OSTs are gonna be in the right places and the right points and make you get the picture. Don't even worry. Other than visuals, because in terms of like, yes, don't worry. I am very much gameplay is important. However, I'm a very visual, very storytelling type of person. So visual story and music stuff is like what I'm very keen on the most. If it was a case where Yasuke had to stop being a game and instead we made it like a TV show or movie, I would still be, you know, cooking with that. But yes, please show me a reference sheet. Don't let the stream end with that.
You know what? At this point, just do it. I want to see what this. I haven't seen the Mia reference sheet, so.
You know what? Why not? Hers was one of the earlier ones.
Earliest one, right?
Yeah, I think it was the earliest one in the art style update. Bear with me momentarily as I have to find it. Can't let you guys see all the behind the scenes cook up stuff there. Where is she? I have to open this separately because if I just do the image, then you would see the
spoilers.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't need to see the spoilers right now.
Exactly that. Okay. This was Mia's original sheet. A lot of changes have actually happened to her model since then. She gained a little bit more melanin. Her hair coils have changed because we added the flare of pink in them, so on and so forth. But this was one of the first renditions and designs for, you know what, just show everyone's sheet. I honestly don't mind. We can't show everyone. But I will show one more characters, which because I don't think many people have seen Aina in the promos and stuff. So to let you guys see Aina too, because she's the fourth most important character. The four childhood friends. Tanaka, Mia, Nobusura Oda, and Aina Oda, those are the four childhood friends that we're going to follow in the storyline of Yasuke. So I'll get you Aina sheet as well. Is that environmental storytelling? Yes, there actually will be quite a little bit of environmental. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled on everything that you're seeing, everything that you're experiencing. There's a lot, man. There's a lot.
Honestly, if we got to Yasuke 2, I'd be like working out like crazy to try to do a Mia cosplay.
Hey, just like me for real, because I gotta do that Yasuke cosplay.
I gotta hit the gym. Girl got abs, man.
She does.
She got bodybuilder abs. I gotta work towards that.
She's strong. And here we have Aina. So we'll show this one here, and this will be the last one you see. Aina being the sister to the ruthless tyrant Nobusura Oda. Yeah, there's probably some questions that may arise that I feel like are going to come through, and I'm not going to answer them because spoilers. So I will not say anything. But yes, does Mia wear contacts or is her normal pupils? I don't know. Do you know? Marsha, do you know? I don't know. Mia, do you know? Or Eva, do you know? I
don't think I know the answer to that question personally.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's an interesting question. So I think the stream had only just switched to the Aina. I take it back. She's best guy.
Wow.
The switch up is like crazy.
The switch up for me, and then sees Aina and just like dropping her like a.
The switch up was instant.
Oh,
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Literally. So he sees the vision. Hey, who doesn't see the vision, man? Aina is what it is, bro. So I appreciate you making hack and slash game. We're eating good with hack and slash games this year and the next. Yes, that's the plan. We gotta make sure people can eat good with this game.
Bro, come on.
Can we get a 360? Yo, Nathan, bro, we gotta put you down or something. There's a lot of craziness going on here. But I think we're wrapping up to the end of the questions and stuff now. It seems like people are starting to set off now with the ideas and what they have. So I think what we'll do to end off the stream is play the trailer one more time. Just so you guys know what's coming up for the demo when you guys get to play it. So, do we say goodbyes now and then play the trailer, or should we like play the trailer then come back and say goodbyes? Like I don't know.
I think we should end on the trailer.
End on the trailer. Okay. Well, the fact that every character in this game looks amazing, not a single bad design. Thank you. We are cooking. And as I was saying before, Hisayo with the reference sheets here with the spectacular art to allow me to then convert things over to 3D, and it is what it is. So it's 250. Yep, it's 250 for me as well because I'm also in the UK. So we'll end it off here. This has been a great stream. Can we get the three of you singing King of the Jungle before the end of this?
I don't know the lyrics, so I'm sorry.
Once I was lost, but now I'm found.
Definitely post your Yasuke on the Dalian Studios Discord.
Yeah.
Check us out.
Exactly.
Make sure to support us and wishlist it. And when the alpha comes out,
play it.
Test it out.
Play it.
Let us know if you see any bugs.
Yes, exactly.
Let me know if you even get into the game or if you're stuck on the main menu listening to the music.
That's facts, because
honestly, I would be stuck on the main menu just listening to that song over and over, and I'd be happy.
Yo, it gets like that. I really can't wait to play the game. Like I said, it's the game I most want to play recently. Thank you. That means a lot, and that's what we want to hear. Great stream. Love lurking it. I appreciate every single one of you that have been in here. Then we have Royal and Asura singing King of the Jungle in the comments. We love to see it. It's like the PS4 menu, just zone out looking at it. That is actually a perfect explanation of it. Yeah. Okay, so yes, thank you guys for being part of the stream. Thank you for this little preview. You know, you gotta showcase you guys what you got expecting to come up with the world of Yasuke. We have so much we want to show. I'm telling you, please, I'm begging you, support the game. Support the game, show as much support as possible so we can tell those investors that people want to play this, that people want this game. Because the moment that happens, oh, you guys don't know what's in store for you. You guys don't know. Again, I need to point out that everything that you're kind of seeing at the moment, we've called it alpha. Technically, we were kind of thinking about it could even be considered pre-alpha, because there's a lot of systems we want to remake, make smoother, make nicer, even visual stuff. We're still not at the point that we want our visuals to hit. There are still some very key points that even go as far as editing Unreal Engine's source code itself to be able to do these certain things. There's a lot that we're trying to cook up with, so this can be one of your most favorite games that you've played. So yeah, and much we gotta make it happen. I'll try my best to see what I can do for you guys. So bending an Unreal to its knees, crazy. So 1 mil wishlist on Steam. Facts. Let's get it to happen.
Go for it.
Let's get it to happen.
Promote. That's the only way it'll get it done.
Exactly that. So yeah, I think that wraps it up. Any last comments from you guys that you may want to say?
Check us out on episode 2 for the Yapcast when it does come out.
Yes, precisely. And you, Marshall?
I'm just glad that y'all like the game so much, and specifically the concepts, because you know we don't get to show a lot behind the scenes, so it's nice to hear that people like the designs and whatnot so far. I don't really get to hear much on that at all.
Yeah, because it's all in the early days. So yeah, you guys are gonna enjoy. So all the characters, the music, the world, the gameplay, like the world of Yasuke is one to be remembered. I think that's the line that we want to leave it off on right now. Hold on, who let him cook? Because like you know that one
spray bottle emoji. I need that.
Facts. You know that one gif of the guy writing the fire in the book. That was me saying that line right there, bro. I'm just saying. But Nathan, life-size older sister body pillow would go crazy. All right. Let's run the trailer, man. See you guys. Take care. Hope you guys enjoy.
Yasuke.
Who? Yasuke.
Seriously? Did you really need to turn this into an arena, Tanaka?
Listen to the roar of the crowd, Mia. The people, they love me.
You mean the crowd that you recorded yourself?
Can't hear you. That's enough warming up. Time to show my style. Let's go! We're not yet strong enough for Oda. This is still our step forward. So I would like someone like you